Yo, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome to Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And, thank you. I see there are people already in the chat, already watching, and I got something to say to you guys. You could have been somewhere else tonight. In these times of COVID, there are not very many things to do as it used to be. And, we have to get in what we can. But see, here's the thing. You decided to spend your Saturday night with me, you know, and hopefully, you guys stay the course and you are very informed and you get something from this show that you didn't have before you started watching. So it's showtime, folks. Let's go. All right. This is one show that I've been wanting to kind of do for a while. Um, And it's so many like different ways that you can approach this kind of subject matter. But basically, it's I think we kind of have this tendency as a people to punish success, and we punish success, and then we welcome failure. You hear this argument quite often in, like, I would say, the dating realm, the dating range. That those kinds of conversations, and they're often, and it's too often, is that we use it success as an excuse to shame people. It doesn't seem like, as a people, that we use success in the proper narratives or for the right reasons in the black community or communita or whatever you want to call this that we have these days. It's like it's very tough to think of, because of the indoctrinations and the stereotypes that we so embrace and welcome. It's hard to think about black people in very consistently successful type outlook. Some people, they may say that they'll try to, or they look at, being black, or um, you know what we do in the public eye should always be positive, and there never should be any kind of intense spotlight on the negative. But the but it seems like the ones who say all that are the ones that's perpetrating all the negativity. And it seems to be quite childish, you know, on how these things go as far as when we have these conversations. Yeah, I mean, I can always like kind of use this argument in, interracial dating. Now, we like to use the argument in interracial dating that, people who do that, especially black men, don't care about their community. They sold out. They think they're better than all the other, every other black person out there, and it just they is we see them as someone. It's like, well, I would say a black man, because you can't really say that about black women, because we praise black women for whoever they date, whatever they do, however they see the fit, however they see fit to look at the world. We will praise, women for everything they do, including date out. In fact, you know, when black women date out, their boyfriends are rewarded with a invite to the cookout. They're never treated like, I mean, unless their political affiliations and views are different, like Candace Owens. Black women don't ever catch that kind of vitriol when they date white men. It's never we think we're too good. Cynical optimists. Shout out D Scott. Shout out Rogish the Build Monger was here earlier. Sheed We Here was here. Shout out to all of those guys. Yeah, but when it comes to black guys, It does seem like, when we're smart, when we're making the good grades, when when we have success on our side, that we are punished and penalized for it, as if us not limiting ourselves and making ourselves putting ourselves in that kind of ghetto mind frame, which, ghetto is a word that is used to narrow down a stereotype. So whatever. But if we are in that mind frame of thug, niggatry, gangster, hard head, rebel, if we're not in that, then it seems like that you're going to be the person who has the harder time growing up. You're going to get a much harder time from your people. Yeah, and this is being a black man. Now, I do hear of black women that have to go through this sometimes. Sometimes it's something like they call it what, talking white. They call it talking white, articulating your speech. Now, why would you punish anyone for articulating their speech? Why would you do that? Why would you why would you punish a person for doing something as simple as saying a complete sentence and pronouncing the words to where all of you can understand it? See, countries have languages so they can communicate within that area of sovereignty. And without that, you're just speaking garbage and gibberish to people. So why would you be mad at a black person, uh, you know, of any background, for saying complete sentences and for representing a more intelligent part, of our community, when we should be uplifting these people and finding out what we can do with these people to, to have them stay within our community, because all these smart people and all these people that are on their way to success, they always want to leave. Soon as they get that big time job, soon as somebody tells them, "Hey, I appreciate your brain," these guys are out of here. They don't want to stick around, and why should they? You penalize these guys for being smart. Smart. You penalize. We don't penalize the goofy drug dealer. We don't penalize the bullyish gang member. We don't penalize the pookie who is the multiple time baby daddy going around getting everybody pregnant, like NBA young boy or young boy NBA, whatever his name is in Future. You know, we and Future is like a demigod, in social media. But we don't ever punish the like. We do punish guys for having multiple babies by, multiple women. We do that. I mean, the women make them feel ashamed because, the women actually pick these guys, but, the men, we don't put ourselves in those situations. I mean, some of us do, but for the most part, a lot of us who are critical thinkers that have conversations like this don't, you know. But my thing is, we've got to stop punishing success. Is like we got to stop punishing success, because we're letting black people know that we are going to fuck with them every time we, every time we feel like that we're on a lower tier and they're trying to get to a higher tier. They're trying to get to a higher tier so they can, I wouldn't even say they, so we can take care of the things that we are responsible for. Say, for instance, if we open a business, that's a huge responsibility. You have to have some measure of success in order to pull that off efficiently. Things like that. We have to support the smarter people in our community, so they'll stop taking their talents elsewhere. Stoic One, shout out, thank you. Um, we got to stop punishing these guys so they'll stay here. Seriously, can you imagine being a intelligent guy that is often picked on for his intelligence? Oh man, old bookworm, always. And I mean, like, I'm not saying that people should be fragile and that people should be like, that break down into like snowflakes every time someone says something to them or anything. Because my suggestion to these guys is that to grow a set and to start looking these people in the eye and giving them a big fu. That's my suggestion to these guys. Just because you're smart doesn't mean you have to have a weak presentation. Nobody is that above you to the point where they can just poop on you. You know, um, let me tell you what part of that problem is. Television. Yeah, when I was growing up, everybody watched a lot of TV. We didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't even have online gaming when I was growing up, kid. When I was a teenager, we just started to kind of get online and started to be online. But that's besides the point. TV is a problem because every time it depicted intelligence, it depicted it as something extremely awkward and goofy. Um, yeah, it was going in kind of an okay direction with a character. Let me put an example out. Michael Evans, the kid brother archetype in the television series Good Times. When he was he was smart, and he was supposed to like be shooting. His aspirations was to shoot for being a Supreme Court justice. But when they start to quote unquote niggify the show, they turned him into a flamboyant lounge singer. So although he was one of the first examples, he's not a very good example. Because I mean, why would you take a character that you say that wants to be a Supreme Court justice and turn him into a lounge singer? Because guess what? You're already trying to throw out the whole success thing. You're trying to make the success thing look bad. You're trying to make the intelligence thing look bad. When you stick those kinds of archetypes and those kinds of shout out to Double C. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoy another Saturday night broadcast here on Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And I haven't said this, and I'm slipping, but long live the habitual line steppers. All right. Now, the two probably most famous examples is Carlton and Urkel. Now, Carlton is from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Steve Urkel is from the television show Family Matters. I feel like of all of the television nerds, these guys were the most punished on on an episodic basis. And it's like a lot of the times they would do it to themselves, but a lot of times others they would depict others as doing it to them. The whole nerd narrative came off of TV. Nerds were guys who were basically they were super smart. They seemed as if they were going to change the world when they grow up, but when they were in high school, these were the most unattractive, frail, and I don't really judge attraction from guys, so I'm just trying to paint a picture. They were frail. They were goofy. Their teeth bucked out. They they usually wore glasses. They wore pocket protectors in their pockets. They weren't the cool. They were never cool and athletic. They were never any of that. Thank you for the super chat, Go Professor. Support the channel. Like, peace, Kev, and to the chat. Peace to yourself, Go Professor. Yeah, like I was saying, they depicted nerds as frail people. But when it translated into the black community, it translated into something that was kind of worse. Like, and I was it was about the same thing. You wore pants. The cuff at the bottom of the pants. They used to come way above the ankle. When we were kids, we used to call it flooding, high water. They had very overprotective parents who they always had the allergies, all of the weird stuff. Rogish, if you get a chance to come up here tonight, I want you to explain that, but you can put it in the comment if you don't. Carlton was more of a herb than a nerd. Yeah, I'll put that comment up. Yeah, but once these depictions happened, like we as black people, we were already conditioned to go after what was cool, and oh, sorry about that. Shoot, this is what happens when your daughter wants a cat and not a puppy. But this cat like that she's my cat and not my daughter's cat. But yeah, you're my daughter's cat. Stay away. But yeah. Black people don't. We are people that are conditioned to be, I would say, cool. We want to gravitate more more so what's cool than what is necessary. Judge Dre, what's going on? Oh, Rogish, what's going on? I'm gonna
Peace, man. Peace.
explain this, and then you can go ahead and explain your herb and a nerd. But thanks for coming up.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. Um, so we didn't want that image. We don't want an image that was depicted as weak and frail and nerdy and awkward. We always wanted to be the cool people because being a cool person always worked out better. You know, it always worked out better when it came to the social scape. It worked
Right.
out better with your peers, and it worked out better with the people who you were trying to be intimately involved with. And people always want to associate something with something that makes them look cool. And unfortunately, due to social norms and in the black community, being smart just wasn't being that cool. And I do think that that was to our detriment as a people. And hopefully, I can help you guys understand that as we explain this throughout the broadcast. So yeah, I'll go ahead and open it up. You go ahead and open it up right now to we got two guys up here. We got Rogish Son and we got Judge Dre. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Oh, shout out to Gerald in the chat. Uh basically we're basically talking about black male success versus black male failure, and I know that is pretty subjective. You could kind of think of it in a certain way, but I tried to frame it as if the quote unquote socially awkward lame versus ass the cool ass b-boy kind of d-boy, the archetype that everybody loves and just rewards and admires. Negro Damas, yeah, man. Yeah, whenever Negro Damas shows up, just because solely based on the fact that his name is Negro Damas, I know it's going to be a good show. So you're not able to stay for the whole show. You're pretty much decided that this was going to be a stellar show. Besides all of the other things that make it a great show. But
So, in the aspect of the intellect, you 100% correct that it was shunned because the value system was totally like for nerds across the board.
hey,
For instance,
Rogish,
yeah,
was I talking that entire time you were trying to talk? I had my
no,
thing turned down.
no.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead, though. Go ahead, brother.
So the whole nerd thing, like that. If I remember the movie Revenge of the Nerds, right?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember Revenge of the Nerds.
Right. So
So,
they,
so
the,
you're talking about the black Gert nerd because they messed him up all the way around.
oh yeah, all the way around. He didn't have nothing to sell some damn sassiness, and it's like, why would y'all? Why, but that showed you early effemination of the black male, man.
Yeah. That showed you right there that they were already planning that shit like that. The black nerd being sweet like that.
It was gross because it's like wait a minute, so we really didn't get proper representation until Urkel, even though yeah he was a nerd and shit, but shit, Urkel, shit, his brain was second to none. This nigga was changing the
Man,
world.
Urkel was building teleporters.
You know
Like
what I mean?
a fucking molecule teleporter.
Yeah.
But see, like the show Family Matters was reflected of that Key and Peele sketch. Like Key and Peele was not a very funny show per se.
Right.
I mean, two very talented men doing the show, but they ripped off the Chappelle model and did kind of a Family Dollar version of Chappelle's show.
Right.
But something I push back on that. This is the problem, guys. You guys don't even realize nothing. If you actually did the real history of the show Family Matters, actually Urkel was not even supposed to be in the show. So to go to they never meant to give Urkel credit in the first place.
Right.
He was Urkel was not supposed to be on the show. He was actually hired for like 2 episodes, and then it ended up being called People Liked Him More Than the Show. So just make sure that you give that part of history. So think about it: a smart, intelligent, young black man. He wasn't even supposed to be on the show. That's bad. Didn't even
Damn.
like that.
Damn. Yeah, he was supposed to be a feature.
Yeah. He was supposed to be an in and out member, like, you know.
And they was gonna keep Waldo, Feraldo, Haldo, cuz.
Yeah, they're gonna keep Waldo Faldo. That dude, they ain't do nothing else before that show and after that show, man. Like you ain't see him again to the reunion show.
I mean, what else did he act on?
Yeah, but let's explore all the black guy archetypes in our Family Matters. Then, since we are on the subject, you had Eddie, you had Waldo, you had Steve, and who else did you have?
Carl
Winslow.
Yeah, the pig.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Waldo was the goofy, stupid type. Eddie was the cool type, and Steve was just the nerdy type that nobody wanted to be, but everybody needed. And it turned out that Steve didn't even do that great by the end of the show because he couldn't stop simping for Laura.
Well, one thing that hurt when he went straight Mac on her. It's like, nigga, you don't let her just overtake your world like that now, nigga. You macked out, cuz, do your thing. Shit. Urkel, nigga, Stefan Urkel, cuz.
I hadn't thought that
nigga popped his collar. He popped his collar every time that nigga spoke, cuz. That was dope.
I thought Stefan was stupid personally.
Why?
I would never, dude, because it was trying too hard. It was like just as he was trying too hard to be nerdy as Urkel, he was trying too hard to have that swagger as Stefan. I thought the character was stupidly depicted.
It was some goofy stuff, but the thing was, in the element of the timing, the writing that they would utilize, what Cuz was wearing, nigga, he was on some sharp shit with it, Cuz, for real. I mean, it was over the top for that, but I mean, shit, nigga, in the 70s, that would have been Mac-tastic, Cuz. He would have had nothing but honors.
Family Matters was 80s and early 90s, wasn't it? Like late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, about early 90s.
Yeah. But even if you took it from Family Matters to Fresh Prince, even though Will was a star, Will was the cool, goofy, buffoony type of guy, you know, who danced and cracked jokes and was the witty character. And you had Carlton. Now, at first, Carlton was depicted as kind of he was real uppity, like had that very regal sense about him,
right.
You know. But then his character started to get looser, and when he got looser, he got more goofy, and you saw him do that Carlton dance way more often. And the reason why he even did the Carlton dance in the first place is because people considered him kind of, you know, white on the inside. Remember, that dance was first done on Eddie Murphy Raw. When, you know, that Eddie Murphy saying that's the only dance that white people can do. And you know, when they put that on Carlton, then, you know, then you knew that what they was trying to imply. You even remember an episode of Fresh Prince when they were all still in the hood and they were kids, and Carlton, they had that little joke where they said something about being black, and then the kid Carlton turned around and said, "I'm black." and everybody laughed like it was just so funny. But I thought that joke was pretty miserable. It's like, but welcome, Roger Report. What's going on? Long live the
What's up,
habitual
y'all?
liars.
Man, long live, long live. Man, I'm out here with my gas station swag on right now. I'm out here driving. Gas station swag. I'm out here driving, man. I got a flat tire. I ain't got my damn jack. So I had to actually call them people to come hook me up. So now I'm gonna sit here and wait on them. So I got plenty of time to talk right now. But man, you know what? My thing is, I don't buy into this whole nerd thing that they have, and I don't like that they keep trying to put this thing on black men. I'm not saying black nerds don't exist, but it can't be no more than like 0.05% of the population. Where do you see a black nerd going around? Don't get me wrong. I went to school with a couple of them. One was an extremely stereotypical nerd. Like you literally could, if you seen this guy, you would think somebody put this together and put it on a TV show. He was that stereotypical, but he was the only one I've ever met like that. You see what I'm saying?
But that's not the real nerd.
Well, my thing is, then what is an actual nerd? Because they say this stuff about guys being socially awkward. Women are really socially awkward because we talk to them, they don't talk to us. They don't know how to get along unless we talk to them. But a guy being socially awkward, I think they just be passing a lot of BS around. Like I said, I'm not saying no guy like that exists, but they're few and far between. That's my thing. They're extremely few and far between. There's a black nerd doesn't really exist. They do, but you can't find them nowhere. When the last time we've seen an actual black nerd? Yes, you have people that are smart, but there's a lot of smart guys that are cool. You know what I'm saying? There's smart guys that know how to dress. There's smart guys who get women. There's smart guys who make a lot of money. And a
nerd is just one that's immersed in intelligence. They're immersed into the deeper intelligence and understandings of reality. That's all it is. But in the aspect of how the Pilgrims put it out there as far as trying to perceive any type of black man intelligence, they're going to put a spin to it. They're going to put some type of break to it so that it's not solid when it sets in. But that's why they did that to Steve. He was polarizing from day one, and the shit wasn't even about him. Imagine if he would have went up in there on some, almost having been bred by the Nation of Islam type shit. Not necessarily that militant, but a whole lot more polished or something. It would have been a super threat, just like Michael from Good Times. It would have been
that's probably why they did that to Michael from Good Times. Took him from being a militant that wanted to be a Supreme Court justice to being a flamboyant lounge singer.
Yeah.
But I did state when I first came in was the indoctrination did come from television programs on how we view intelligence in the black community. Whenever it had television was all we had. We didn't have social media, and a lot of people do demonize social media. I don't demonize social media because and people probably might disagree because people say that we like to pretend on social media. I would say the opposite. I think people are more real on social media. The television media is the one that gave you the depictions they wanted. And, as black people, because they had so many cool images on television, we took it and ran with it. We let them define who we were as a culture. We let them define how we viewed intelligence. And I'm not saying it's completely the media's fault because we are responsible for how we treat each other at the end of the day. How you treat a person on a day-to-day basis. That's not because of indoctrination. That's because that's the way you want to treat someone.
Exactly.
Let's get that straight. When you say things to people who you consider these nerd archetypes, that you're saying it with the understanding that I'm glad it's not me that's like this, that's this awkward, that's this goofy. Because one of the things that is behind that is your level of being able to, what they used to say in the early 90s, quote fingers up, mac the hose. Your ability to mac the hoes.
Not everybody was a Mac.
Not everybody was a Mac. Not everybody has that gift.
Nope.
Well, one of the things that always bothers me about the whole, I said, think about it. From their point of view, right, you put that image out there for that. And then you get our women to think that that's a bad image. So that way you've done dumbed down a whole generation with very little, work. So that means, because I ain't even going to lie.
That's an incredible point, by the way. That's an incredible point.
But I mean, think about this. And say I have evil in my heart and I'm hatred. Okay, I know that I'm raising my kid on this street. And I know that you raising your kid on this street. If I can put dumb crap out there that will probably keep your kid busy, but give my kid the facts, because my kid is going to be competing with your kid for the same job because they're in the same age group. So whatever I can do to make my kids better and my generation better, I'm going to give them the knowledge in that. Where I'm going to give you the foolish and trickery. And then if I don't want you competing, then I'm going to make you think that, the things that you should be doing is what you shouldn't do and not cool. That way you'll be less likely to do what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Yeah, and that was an incredible point that you had just made about the women and the women. When you bring women into these conversations, what they try to do is demoralize their impact on the negative aspect. But honestly, they really can't do that. And I know that's an emotional based feelings argument with them, but a lot of what these guys do and how we act is for the approval of females.
Thank you. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the reason why I work as hard as I do, same thing. I mean, think about it. If I knew, why would I be paying this mortgage, be doing this, doing that, working this hard, if I knew I can get broad in efficiency? Because I mean, no offense. It's like, say if we just erased, like we could erase their mind and stuff like that, there would be plenty of resources for Earth, because most men realize that we can survive on the metaverse and don't need all of this flashy stuff. Like, I didn't even lie. The reason why I bought the rims attract girls. Who gives a shit about the rims on my car? But the girls are.
I mean, you may get some compliment from some guys, man. There's some nice, and guys may be able to be the standard bearer, of the style at the time. But we do that for females. We do that to be flashy in front of females.
But I ain't gonna think about it. I mean, the only reason why you dress nice is for what? For women. The reason why you have a decent house is why? For women. I mean, and just go to show you how the difference is. How many times have you gone to a broad's house, and especially if you go over there uninvited, you see their house dirty as fuck? Yeah. But how many times do actually women come to men's house and say, "Oh, stereotypical dude, house dirty. May not be the cleanest. They might have dust here and there, but it ain't gonna be as dirty as these women's houses." Oh yeah. I mean,
hold on. You said as far as dressing nice for bitches? Oh hell nah, nigga, you gotta be clean for the world, homie.
No, what I'm trying to say, when they go above and beyond, the main reason why. Come on now. I mean, like I said, if you're not, I don't know, the main reason I work and put on nice clothes is because I don't want to look like a bum.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
okay. Right. Well, here's what I'll say about that, though.
You're strategic, Matt.
Here's what I'll say about that, though. We do want to carry ourselves in a certain image, but is we optimize ourselves, especially when it's like a guy's night on the town, and you don't go out to see guys unless you float that way. You go out to see women.
Right.
You can hang out with the fellas all day, but at the end of the day, if you with a group of guys, you want to end up with a group of females.
No. I'm talking about an aspect of being fly to the world. The thing is, the way
you want to carry an image.
The way that we dress carries a culture with it, and in a culture of blackness, that's the reason I get fly. because that's what I was taught by some macking ass uncles, pimping ass fathers. But it wasn't for bitches. Bitches liked it, but it was more along the line to establish one's principle of presence upon the world.
Sorry about that. I had to call. But Rogish though, man, for real. Do we when we do get around females though, and there are other guys and there are available females, you want to be like low key or high key, even the flyest alpha type around those females, so you can have your choice of the premium of those females.
I mean, okay, but hold up. If the thing is, you could draw bitches to you without even being super fly and shit. The thing is, it's not always in the dress. It's a lot of time it's just in the essence of character of a person.
Okay, let me go ahead and say this here. This is the problem here. Maybe I ain't gonna lie. As you can see how many babies I got. I used to be borderline kind of like 4. You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna let you know, when you dress fly, you got money. You show that you got money. It's like basically like this. It like you say, oh, you could just have game. Yeah, you could, but I ain't gonna lie. When you dress fly, you got nice ride and all that stuff. The draws just come off a lot easier. And basically, we already know. Wait a minute. Would you rather work 1 hour to get the pussy, or would you rather work 5 minutes to get the pussy? I'd rather work 5 minutes.
Well put. Well put.
If you can eliminate the guesswork.
Like plain and simple, the beautiful is sometimes, hey, you sit there, man, I remember plenty of times you sit there, come on, I guess you ain't never had a flashy car before, but sometimes a flashy car is good enough. You sit there, it come to you.
Yeah, that's what the homie in DC said.
I hate to say,
with his Porsche Carrera.
Maybe like
he said he don't even have to talk.
But
hey, that's real. That's real because as a young brother, and I say I didn't have a car when I was 18 years old. I went through high school without a car. Well, I'm saying as a young brother, the reason like people get into game and stuff so much, because you got to really start talking. Once you hit 16 years old, it's always going to be somebody who get a car at 16.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
And well, not only that, I sit there and laugh. Maybe too. As you see, I'm always working. You see, I'm actually working as we speak. It's 10 o'clock on the night. But one of the things I've always noticed is this, where say I'd be 17, 18. My friends were making, this was back in 1997, 98. My friends were making $4.25 an hour. Right? I was making damn near $19, $20 an hour. So
you had a grown man's salary.
When we all go out, who gonna have the most money?
Yeah, it's good to be your friend. That's what it sounds like. It's good to be your friend.
I remember like that. Yeah. Plus, remember I told you I was doing other legal. I mean, like we were just blowing money. So we go out Friday night. Everybody can go out because everybody usually got paid. Saturday night, people on the broke end. Don't even worry, nigga. I got everybody. Just we going. We having fun. Don't worry about it. Just like I said, if you order a drink, just point to. You be like, yeah, Ray got me over there. They'll signal me. If I put my hand up, they know to put it on my tab.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I've been that person.
It was stupid because you see where it got me. But I mean, it was fun though. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, we blew through. Like we sit up here and we brag about it now as an older person. I mean, as a young person. But now, like when I think about it, by the time I turned like 22, I was just burned out. I mean, 22. I had been through just too much, man. And that's why I sit up here like, and, I'm frank. You see, even I talk about the bad stuff I did. That, it's wrong now. And I've even told my daughter, hey, daughter, I'm just going to tell you like this. You come at men like this, or you take pictures like this, I'm going to let you know, oh, you don't need to be telling her that. Well, no offense, baby. That's what men think. I mean, see, this is the problem. You want to shelter these kids from it, but it's just the truth. You know, my daughter, she wants to be an MD, but I'm like, she also made the comment too. Oh, she want to have a big family. How the fuck you gonna do both? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know, like I'm sitting here, oh God, you gonna be, because I'm sitting here thinking, because my daughter follows a lot of that crap. She's on that big feminist crap with her family member, because my daughter's mother got 5 sisters, all girls, no boys.
Hey, but I will say this. Let's not demoralize the fact that sometimes image is regimented inside of men. I mean, you know, explain like guys like military guys, you know, or guys who are of privileged background. You know, it can be inbred into the guys just to be like that. You know, you and then like also explain the metrosexual.
The what?
You know, the metrosexual, the guys that, you know, they pay attention as much to their wardrobe as females do. They're almost defined as gay guys that don't fuck dudes. You know, basically.
That's gross.
Yeah. I mean, if they don't. I mean,
Nah.
You know what? But see, I never liked that term because to me that's another insulting term. If a black man cares about himself and looks good, something's wrong with him. So to say he's a metrosexual and
I get that too.
Yeah.
There's always an out every time a black man tries to carry himself a certain way. So I do understand that. I'm just talking about a social definition. Not that I holistically agree, and I have used that as an insult in the past, but they were being dicks and they deserved it.
The thing is, you can't overdo it when it comes to the whole, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can.
You want to be adequate for whatever environment you're going to be in. So the cat that do all the primping and all that shit, yeah, that shit fit them.
Let me tell you this though. I ain't gonna lie. Back then when I was younger, I used to dress that smooth shit. You dress the smooth shit, so I ain't gonna lie. Women might sit up here talk all that bullshit. Oh, that nigga gay. You realize how quick they will pull the drawers off for the supposed nigga they thought was gay. I'm just letting you. Unfortunately, you understand what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I get it because I went out and I used to do certain stuff to get a result. I didn't have the money, but like I went out. Like I remember when I was younger, I'd go buy like the same pair of shoes, but buy them in different colors. And because of the outfit I got on, I got one that's white and blue, the other one's black and gray, or something like that, just to show off. You see what I'm saying?
And tell the truth,
because it was just about getting pussy better, quicker. That's all it really was about.
But I ain't gonna lie. I used to do this. I used to buy like every version of a shirt. Like every version. I got all of them. So like basically.
You muting.
All right,
I was wondering what that was me.
He was Morgan.
He calling me.
He was Morgan.
Yeah, we ain't had none of that, Judge. We ain't had nothing.
That man did Max Headroom.
Somebody just called me.
That man just did a Max Headroom. Who know about that Max Headroom?
I don't know about that shit.
I know.
That's what our reality is now, fam.
Yep.
Wow. The 80s and came full circle, or 84 Orwellian, everything. It's like, man, I'm just waiting for the mutants with this new vaccine. I think this is when the mutants for the
Man, motherfuckers it's gonna be like the boys. That's what they prepared for, because you know they get their powers from being drugged up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is when it comes down to it with this whole nerd thing, what just even the mistreatment of men, to me that's really a woman's problem. You know what I'm saying? The women do let a lot of good guys get away because you got the guys just gonna date out. And my thing is like, not that I'm a person that's gonna date out because I had a dad. So, you know, I think when you have a dad around, it has a lot to do with you want to stick to your own culture. A lot of people don't get that. But if you look at what's going on right now, you have so many guys who didn't grow up with their dad in the home. They don't care nothing about who they're gonna date. They dating anybody who's saying yeah. As long as they think she look good. So I really do believe having a dad has a lot to do with it. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, D. Scott, he's made a comment. I was called gay for speaking clearly. LOL. Yeah, speaking articulately can have you punished in some certain social circles, and that shit is ridiculous.
And that was the accusation for anything dealing with
But
sophistication.
but
If you could read, the motherfucker was calling you funny, which was gay back then. If you could speak well, oh, you talking white, you talking fruity or some shit. And it's
if you dress well, if you wore cologne all the time, you know,
sophistication. It was like what's wrong with sophistication? Understand it as a tool, not necessarily as you know what I'm saying, like, okay, like say good vernacular, right? I use good so-called proper English as a tool, not necessarily an etiquette, you know what I mean, or a standard. It's just that it's a tool. So in the aspect of us sophisticating anything, that should be seen as a mastery of it, but it wasn't received as such.
And my thing is how you perceive things and how you talked about it had a lot to do with what was going on too. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was never a dumb kid. I just wasn't. I was a smart kid, and I went to a pretty good high school and everything. And you know, I lived in the hood, so but like I never really got teased on for the way I speak or something like that. And even if somebody attempted to tease me or something like that, I was like, okay, what, you got a problem because I know how to speak well? You know, and they crack they joke or whatever case is, and then I'm gonna start talking about them and how dumb they are. Now I just roast you to death. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. So maybe that's why people kind of left me alone. I'm gonna roast you, and don't give me tools to roast you with, meaning you're stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because there was, you know, you try to get sympathy for people when you like get older and stuff like that. But I was a kid, boy. I was a terror when it comes to talking about folks. So you let me find out you dumb or anything, I'm going in. You know. And then I had to test. You had to get tested to even get into my school. So let me find out you didn't go to a school on the same level as mine. You're automatically the dumb kid to me, and I'm gonna murder you verbally because you're the dumb kid. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And when you don't have a vocabulary, nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna keep going. And all you can do is what, you gonna threaten to beat me up? You gonna beat me in a fight? Good luck with that. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You know, good luck with that. You know, so I would just kill you just for being the idiot. You're a self-admitted idiot if you say something about my intelligence. Yeah. And I used to roast, like, I got a little brother who people would say certain like that, things like that too. And I just go in roasting you like all day long. I'm talking about from sun up to sundown. You'll just become my toy after a while. You know, because I do it so you'll never do it again.
Exactly.
So I way overdo it. You know what, player? Since you said that, I'm about to roast you for the rest of the day, and I just, you know what I'm saying? That just be what it is. You know, but I was just too funny, so people couldn't really do nothing about it. Especially if you don't have a vocabulary, it's hard to roast back when you don't know words.
Oh, dog, look, that's how you handle hecklers on open mic stand up, dog. You'll be good with that if you got quick wit like that. You can roast them.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Man, when I that's all I used to do. Is me and my friends at lunch. That's what we used to do. Basically, you go to lunch, you go in there, you get in the line, you get your food because we had a closed campus. You get in line, get your food, you go to the table, and we kill each other verbally the whole lunch period. That's what we did every day. It was a sport. You know what I'm saying? There's stuff that we use right now that we started. And you know, I could see it. I mean, this was back in 91 is when I first went into high school. Like that whole Captain Save-'em thing.
Yeah.
I never heard Captain Save-a-Hole until we was at school talking about each other. Now I can't say where it actually originated from, but the first time it took off that I know of, some guy used it on me. We told jokes on each other. That's just what we did. So as you get into different grades, you take the joke telling to a new level. And one nigga wrote up like a little comic book on me, like a 2-page comic book. And he called me Captain Save-a-Hole.
You was saving bitches in high school, cuz?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, where's Judge Dre, man?
Hell no. But that's what the joke was. You know, if you was out here trying to say these hoes, we talk about you for it. So, part of roasting somebody saying, oh, you was one of the niggas out here trying to say these hoes. You know what I'm saying? So this nigga wrote like a 2-page comic book talking about me, called me Captain Saber, had a cape and everything on. It was hilarious.
Damn.
And you know what I'm saying? And like, it took off from there. And then since then, I ain't never heard it stop.
Hey, so they called you a habitual line stepper back in the day?
Well, on that particular day, he got me. That's all I can really say. He got me on that day. He won on that one.
we used to be down like that too in the school, man. Like, then to make it so bad, we had like the administrators. They used to come in on us, so like you get no slack. I'm talking about you would even buck on the administrators. They were like, man, you better sit your little short self down, man. I'm talking about just going in. I'm talking about, dude, when nobody say teachers, like on the time that we really got breakfast from the teachers. Other than that, all the administrators, the coaches, everything, boy. When nobody said in the school, boy.
That's what's up. That's how you make some good stern people in this world.
Yeah,
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie, the days of the rapping and cracking. We used to call it cracking because basically if somebody wanted to fight, that meant you cracked. You couldn't take the pressure.
Yeah.
You know, and I told her they need to bring that back. That's why, unfortunately, like you talk about, you sit up here and talk about like a school shooting or somebody bringing a knife or a weapon to school was rare. Yeah. You know, like nowadays, every time you look up, like you can search the internet, you can probably find one every week easily.
I had a homeboy in high school. This dude was short now. He already knew he had the Jones to come with it all the time. But he had one guy that actually was all, we play cards every day. So this dude paid everybody but him. And when the dude was like, dang, they're gonna see you paying everybody, he just walked up on him. And dude like about 5 even. This dude like 6'8". And he like, man, I ain't giving you little motherfucker. I ain't giving you nothing. Next thing you know, I come to school the next day, bro popped out a knife so damn low. I said, bro, what you finna do with that shit? Carve a bear? He talking about, nah, man. It was more along the lines of respect. I'm talking about the knife, literally, it was his grandma's knife. It was called Big Bear. And I was like, I see why she called him a Big Bear. Damn. I'm talking about this junk was longer than my arm, bro. It was longer than my arm.
That's how the kid I was.
I'll
take a knife to school.
What? I was like, what? Like,
you need a good blade on you.
Like guns. You can have people bring guns to school, all that stuff. Like, I did some stupid jump, bought one just because, I'm trying to be hard. Because I had a little cap at the top of my locker that I pop off, and I used to hide shit up there. Because I was like, somebody else did it the previous year. So I'm just fooling around in my locker one day and I popped the cap off. So I'm like, cool. So I started dropping shit up there. I used to do my little candies and stuff, selling candy and stuff. So I drop all my shit up in there and then, I go through different classes. I just snatch the stuff out. But that day when that dog came in that mug, I was so scared, boy. I was like, I ain't bringing this shit back to school ever. I'm like, stupid. Like, what was I thinking? Trying to be hard.
And it gets caught up.
Hey, let me Stoic One. Thank you for the super chat. True respect to the HLS, content like no other. You goddamn right.
I'm saying second that.
Right.
And that's why I say that this whole nerd thing, and I guess it's harder for me to really believe in it because I went to one of the best schools in the city. And you know what I'm saying? And you deal with other schools at that level. A lot of black kids there. I didn't see a bunch of nerds. I just didn't see them. Like I said, it was one guy who went to my school, like he was a super classic nerd, like somebody on television did put him together. But he was the only one. I had one guy. Now this other guy, he was smart as I don't know what. He talked more crazy than a little bit. Like he talked crazy to everybody. You didn't have to do anything. And this dude would be walking around in like suits and whatnot all the time. Him dressing down would literally be like him in a sports jacket. He might still wear a button-down shirt, a tie, maybe some jeans and some gym shoes. That's about the farthest down he would dress the whole way through high school. This man had all kinds of suits galore. But he just go around talking crazy to everybody. You know, so like it's hard for me to even get this whole concept of black nerd because I was at these places with the smart black kids and I just didn't see them.
But the thing with the stereotypical thing with most, okay, so the whole nerd thing comes when folks can't follow how you deliver your perspective of reality due to, you know what I'm saying, having a higher intellect and engaging them at that base level of the shit. So they'll say, "Oh, you're nerds," or it's like when people are, "Oh, you too deep, you too deep, you too deep." It's like, wait a minute, no, this is reality. You don't see the deepness of this reality, and you try to show someone, then they think you're talking crazy, or you know what I'm saying? "Oh, you're crazy." You hear that all the time. "Oh, you're crazy, you're crazy." It's like, nah, motherfucker, I'm reading the same books that y'all giving me, that I give myself. So it's like, where's the craziness of this shit? You know what I'm saying? Why don't y'all want to invest in your reality, especially and uplift this motherfucker? If you got, you know, shit like crack, gangs, police, all kind of shit. Motherfuckers they don't want to change the world.
I had one of the nerdiest dudes. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Sheeta. I'll go after you. Go
I'm
ahead.
about to say, I had one of the nerdiest dudes I used to know in high school. This dude graduated his senior year valedictorian. Dude scored above it. I think what was like a 4.8 or whatever. He took all AP classes. His junior and senior year, he was the only kid in the class because they had to make classes for this dude because nobody on his level could take these classes.
Right.
And the crazy part was he wrestled with us like he first got on there due to my coach because my coach was teaching him in this class that he taught. He taught math and computer. So pretty much the guy was in there with all the seniors, his like 9th grade year. And you know, he was pretty well mannered. So he kind of hung with them, but it just on a level of social, he couldn't be with them. And so my coach ended up telling him come be on the wrestling team. Dude was quiet as hell. Turned that little boy out, man. I'm talking about he wilding, coming around us, going to clubs and stuff. I'm talking about one of the wildest dudes. You'll never know. This dude went to the Naval Academy. I'm talking about he had so many scholarships to go to play football. He ended up joining the football team just because, you know, he got into sports and started, you know what I'm saying, getting popular. But everybody looked at him just a regular dude. But when we found out all that stuff he was doing, man, like all his grades and stuff, nobody didn't even look at him as different. Because, you know, we was all like just hood, but we was all the same, kicking it with each other.
Yeah.
I think Robbie jumped off. Yeah, man, but yeah, it's crazy though, man.
Well, he'll pop back up. But shout out to Primetime VA. Thanks for joining. Yeah, we're the topic tonight is black male failure rewarded and black male success punished. And how prevalent is that argument in 2020 when you look at social media? We just saw an example of black male success being punished with that restaurant in Dallas, Texas. We saw black male success being punished when a rapper, actor, entertainer, entrepreneur, a person who has given black men and black women many opportunities, when he came up with a plan for Black America, and you know, there could have been modifications made if you just helped a man, that was punished.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now I'm about to say that the crazy part, I looked at it, you know, the guy Tone talked. Tone pretty much kind of him and Yvette did the whole ADOS thing and then had Tariq and everybody jump on. But soon as Cube came out with that, I would assume that this brother with his intellect, knowing about the struggle, how the things that he had to go through to push his agenda, would have reached out to Cube. But the first thing he did was bash and shame him. And I'm like, dang, we got the most educated brothers in our community mad because they couldn't get to the fight, just like the women are. I'm like,
they actually mended that though, dog. They actually mended that.
I know they did. He came on the channel and everything, but still, like, you shot off first without even, you know, reaching the hand out. You know, where's the brotherhood? You know,
Well, he got something against celebrities though. That's like a personal thing that he got against celebrities in an aspect of how they present to engage wealth with America or whatever.
Yeah, I see that.
You know what I
You got to
mean?
put that aside, though. You know, more or less talking. You know,
He
that's
did humble
the
himself.
thing with the community, talking
Yeah.
to each other, man. You know, you hold people accountable. Don't sit out there and throw the rock first, and then come back and apologize. Hey, reach out the hand of gratitude, man. Talk to this guy. When he came out with it, he should have jumped over there and was like, "Hey, Q, what's this? What's going on?"
Yeah.
Okay,
Fact.
you can reach out. Like the situation. If me and you have a problem, I'm not gonna say, man, forget this dude right here. I'm not. Nah, I'm going to you directly. Hey, what's going on? We good? Or you doing something? You want me to jump in? You want me to give you a hand? That's the whole thing with brothers, man. Like I say, even with Gold Professor, when I go on Gold Professor channel, the first thing he do is prayer. Then he announced people to join his channel. Then he starts running down the line of everybody come to mind. And as the pod go through, he still will start shouting out, telling people to subscribe to other people's channel. How many men are out here trying to just push the narrative, not only with their channel, but just pushing other people's channel? You guys, we talk about each other's channel like, yeah, go support this and that. But this is a regular thing with him. He's pushing the people channel. He tell them, some you might not agree with, but go over there and get an ear and hear what he got to say, because everything you ain't going to agree to. There's something you just going to say, well, I don't agree to what you said particular. Don't go on a binge and just be like, man, I'm not going to look at this guy no more because of this one or two things he said.
Hey, Roger, I see you came back. Yeah, I see you pop back up. You were in a did you have some point you wanted to make? Because you were in a middle of something.
Oh yeah, I'm the tow people calling me. I need, I had to call the tow people so I can get my tire changed because I ain't got a jack available. But yeah, see, my thing is adults do punish them. I understand kids do certain stuff, but what kids do don't really affect you all that much. But the fact that adults punish people for being smart is a shame. So that was a good point made by whoever that was that spoke on Kevin Kelly. You know what I'm saying? And I think that even when kids are being raised, I think I think the black issue, because it's totally different when you go outside the black community. The problem with black people and anyone who is quote unquote perceived as a nerd, you can't control them niggas. That's what I really believe it is. You can't control them. Yeah. If you are a nerd in any kind of shape, way, or form, you know what I'm saying? People identify with you being smart. So what does that mean you're going to end up being? You're going to be something in IT. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be something that earns a good amount of money, which means what? That's a nigga you can't control. So they don't really want you to be a nerd because you can't be controlled once you become an adult. They can do that to you when you were a kid to a certain degree, but once you hit 18 and you start making decisions for yourself, how do you control the nigga that was studying, nuclear science? How do you control that nigga? How do you control a man that can build a computer? You know what I'm saying? How do you control the man that can go to courtroom and prove a case? You can't.
How can you control
the integration? That's how you do it.
How can you control a man that has 7 or 8K people watching his YouTube channel per night? Giving advice and well dressed and well kept.
Yeah.
How can you control a person like that?
And you know what? And shout out to Kevin Samuels, because there are a lot of women who don't like that man. And I like to point this out because it really shows the dysfunction in the black community.
Yep. Having
money is usually a good thing. Kevin said he's 6'4". Being tall is usually a good thing. Being well dressed is usually a good thing. Having some sense of style and swag about yourself has always been considered a good thing until he said something that women didn't like. See, all that's a good thing until you say something that women don't like. And as soon as you say something they don't like, it's a problem.
That's the truth. Because, let me give you a very small example in this whole thing. They'll complain about the black man who went to the white woman, went in a relationship and got married to him, and there's nothing that guy can say to them. But when the guy who married the black woman and procreated and had black children says something they disagree with, then they pretty much put that guy in the same boat.
Yep.
It's like it's never going to be anything that you could say in disagreement that won't put you in that boat. It does not matter who you are, what kind of person you are. You disagree is no good to them. Period.
Well, what I've always said.
So do it to death. If you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You better do it to damn death.
Yep.
I tell people all the time the problem, and that's going to be with this generation. Basically, like people like us in the generation around us, and maybe let's like say the next 8 years under us. You know, if you ain't one of the ones that just in that proper percentage, unfortunately, y'all just born at bad timing. You know, y'all gonna have to take the L because, unfortunately, you know, we've come to a albatross of where you can't say anything. I mean, literally, the rule is now we do what we want, and you better not open your mouth. I don't give a damn if it's your house. I should be able to come to your house and let my dog poop on your yard, and you shouldn't say a word. Whatever. That's basically what it's coming down to. Hey, look, don't do that. You don't tell me who do you think you are? But you know, this is my house right here. I don't care. I can throw paint up on it if I want to. You better not know. See, I understand that I busted out your windows, but you didn't have to yell at me for destroying your stuff. You know, you could have came at me better than that. But no offense, baby, you were wrong in the beginning. You came and broke my windows. I don't give a darn. You didn't have to cuss when you was talking to me. And it's like, do offense. Right. We look at the I'm not even lying. We look at the effect instead of looking at the cause is this. They're gonna have to really for really things to start up here, it's gonna really have to change to where the fact is those laws gonna have to change. Say, well, wait a minute. Why did this guy cuss at you? Oh, because you were destroying his tables or you were, letting your dog shit on his lawn. Well, heck, plain and simple, you wouldn't have got cussed out if you wouldn't let your dog shit on his lawn. But basically, it's like everybody wants to tell you how to discipline them. When technically, no, you need discipline. If you don't want my form of discipline, then you need to act accordingly. Yep. And see, that's
real talk
that we are having now in a society. Nobody wants to actually come out, be responsible, and give any discipline. And the problem, what we need to do is now is, I ain't even gonna lie. What people should do is okay, fine. You want to destroy this man's business? Well, guess what? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a GoFundMe to give this man money for work he never did. Now what? I mean, we need to.
Well, you know what?
There's a black man stand up. So every time one of these broads come out and do that, or they try to make a move into that, oh, fine. Guess what? We're gonna be sending this dude. Hey, man, where's your cash app for that business? Don't worry. We get a couple. Even if we got 1 million people to give $1, there you go. Now go ahead and try to put them out of business.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the movement. Like hashtag is you tried, but you failed. And basically show like when they try to throw a business up under the bus. Yeah, man, we went to so-and-so steakhouse because we staying with brother man. As a matter of fact, give me a plate to go to.
Yo, that's wrong.
Yeah, we have
that's live.
Dude, let me call this out real quick. For anyone on Facebook, number one, I'm sorry. Number two, but like there are like on my timeline, there are Kevin Samuels hate posts all up and down it in these black Facebook groups.
Wow.
I see it. What's so bad? I sit here and laugh. And it's like, man, this is the problem with them. It's like if you ever notice with some of these people that hate, like a person trying to give you all the patience in the world. You're like, look at this, man. This dude been giving them patience for 10 minutes. And so, I mean, when is it okay to give? It's like, but unfortunately, the women are trying to make it to where it's never okay to get an attitude with them, no matter what.
No, it's not. It's not. No. They have a. I'm gonna coin this right here and right now. They want us to participate in the F your couch culture. Yeah, that's really what's going on. They want to do whatever they want to do, say F your couch, and don't want you to say nothing to them. And because I see this in my personal life, because I'm a very cool person. I like to keep the peace. I like everything to be nice and easy for everybody. I'm even a fair-minded person, but I am very confrontational. Meaning, if you do something, I'm going to be on you about it immediately. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to address whatever situation you're trying to mess up. And people will say you're being too aggressive. No, I'm just responsive. That's what I am. I'm being responsive. You did something to slight me, and I'm gonna address you about it. I'm giving you a chance to correct it, and see where what side of the fence you gonna end up on. Are you gonna go ahead and try to fix the problem, or you just gonna be one of these people that say F your couch? Well, you say F your couch, I'm gonna handle it some kind of way. Point blank.
Let me tell you something. Black people, and every time you say something about black people to black people around black people, there's always some fucking stupid straw man that comes with it. But fortunately, I'm amongst critical thinking gentlemen. Black people are the worst bullies on the planet. We're the kind of people that bully others, shit on them. We talk about them. We roast other black people. But then when we're checked on it, we turn around and play victim. Oh man, you so sensitive, man. Why you letting this shit get to you, man? Oh man, and you're actively fucking with the person. Yeah. It's like, what kind of shit is that you create this world where no one can say anything to you for being a bitch?
Yeah. Well, I told him, I said, unfortunately, especially the women that have gone to this, that they're like professional victims unit.
God damn.
I mean, I'm talking about they be calling you all kinds of names, all that shit. But you say something to them, oh man, why you letting that shit get to you, dog? Right. Like it's like they try to make it to where they can say anything they want, and they define what being a man is for you. Meaning that the more shit you take, the more of a man you are. The more you don't say anything, the more of a man you are.
Well, look, I hate to say that, but
I don't know who definition that is.
You need to adopt a strategy to where they say, okay, well, fine. Every time they step out of line, no matter what, for the little thing, I'm going to start smacking their ass back in shape. And unfortunately, we're going to take a lot of flack in the beginning, but as soon as they bust out of that, who the hell are you talking to? Like you saw that woman in the store that I should have sent you the video of that tried to talk all that shit to me. And I turned around, it's like 4 dudes in the store. I said, you better get one of these simps ass here to take your ass whipping for you. I'm like, bitch, you touch me, I'm going to beat the shit out your ass. And that's bad when the kids was trying to, mommy, come back. And I'm like, this woman was about 1.5 feet shorter than me. And you saw her take the stance, like standing back and forth, in the video, trying to fight. I'm like, please go ahead and touch me, because I will beat the brakes off of your ass. And I said, you don't understand something. I'm not even gonna lie. If I put my hands on you, I'm putting you in a hospital.
And while we don't condone violence against women, you should not put your hands on anyone. Keep your damn hands to yourself.
Yeah, you got to get that dude on the panel. That wasn't me. That was that evil twin. That was like somebody.
Well,
but you know what, Drano? This is what you did that I have to applaud you on, because you know what I'm saying. Because I saw that video. See, and you did exactly what I keep trying to tell people to do. Take this stuff into the real world. You diffuse a whole lot of stuff just by calling it what it was. You better get one of these simps, because them niggas was finna come to her rescue. Even though everybody sees she was doing something wrong, they was finna come to her rescue until you called them simps. And then nobody wanted to be identified as a simp. They immediately calmed down. Now, you know what I'm saying? And for all these women and these niggas that do it too, you know what I'm saying? I swear we need to call it what it is. Now, y'all know I don't like to curse, but that whole I'm gonna mess with you, and then when you confront me, I'm a victim, that's bitch nigga culture. Point blank period. I don't care if you're a man or a woman.
And here's the spirit of this channel. I understand that there are people who try to be professional, and I try to be a professional as well. I try to carry this image like that, I am the good guy that people have called me repeatedly. And I did say maybe a couple of broadcasts back that for some reason being a good guy, having the image of a good guy is to your social detriment. And that's what we're kind of touching on right now. So just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, Kevin the simp right here, man. He protecting girls. So.
No, I mean, I believe in protecting women that are women that know their place. Like, I don't mean know their place as you're my slave or you're below me or you need to be eating my toe jam.
No, make yourself worthy of the protection. That's their place to continue to keep themselves worthy of it.
You're not entitled. You're not entitled to my protection, especially if you present yourself as an enemy.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and try to put myself at risk for someone who is established like I don't respect you, fuck you, nigga. No, I don't waste my time on people like that. And the thing is with a lot of those females out there that they feel like that they are entitled to protections. No, wait a minute. Entitled to extra protections because we do protect them. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Kevin is sitting up here talking all that mess, but after he saw that video of me, he told me like, man, if I was in that store, I'd beat your ass dress.
No. I do agree. You do. I mean, I agree with you, Dre. I mean, I don't want you to take it. I don't want you to take it as like I don't agree.
No, I'm joking with you, Kevin.
Yeah. Okay. But they target the manosphere, and tomorrow night's show is going to be like we're going to talk about the manosphere and how the manosphere is targeted by, like, we don't have a good view. And I commend anybody who created a channel that wants to be a part, because they want to be a part of the manosphere, or because they do have a point of view they want to get out. Because what you're stepping into is, you're stepping in front of the firing squad. Period.
And what's so bad is that it's bad. What's so bad is it's becoming to the fact that so much you not even, if you notice, people ain't saying red pill no more. They saying RP because that's an argument.
Wow.
Yeah, you like literally. You don't want to have literally. If you listen to a red RP channel, as they say, you don't want to be known as that.
Yeah, because and a lot of it is, sometimes this guy gets mentioned and it's giving black male channels a stigma every time this guy is mentioned. But this guy is used to demoralize the messages in a lot of black men YouTube channels. And they try to label us as just black woman hate. And I hate that shit because it's like you use that as an excuse not to listen to some black men. And that's really white supremacists right there. And people act like that's not white supremacists, and that's bullshit. It's like you're talking about the women, you talk about women. It's like we talk about so much shit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mister, you know who it is. Okay, I think I saw you earlier. Okay,
Are we talking about hair had it? That guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A type of mayor, isn't he?
Mister, you know who it is. I don't know who you are. People know.
I think the content creator, when he's referring to his hair hat, the guy who came up with the T1000.
Yeah.
My remember what's so bad? I sit here and laugh, but we talk about haters on that. Remember, I when I first came to YouTube, my first couple years, I used to host the show over there.
Oh,
Kev, they call Kevin Samuels a white supremacist for that video. They always gonna call a black man a white supremacist for speaking his mind.
Yeah.
That's just it. If
he's the perfect litmus test, because look at his delivery. His delivery is everything that a wife would tell her husband that she prefers him to deliver, and he's giving them that. And just the fact that when the mirror's on them and they're over there, once they got to knock themselves down a peg, then that uncomfortable feeling comes in, and then they start attacking him. But it's like, what has he done to attack you except just show you a mirror, a gentle mirror? He don't use cursing, unless he fed up.
No, they just don't. They don't like him because they don't like being told. We exist in a world where we have to put up with being told, and when we tell people, they don't like it. They act like the sensitive little bitches that what they say we are. And it's internet stuff. It's internet garbage. That's what I call it. It's like you think you're in sole position to be in a regal position above black man, but that when you find a black man you can't control, you shrivel up like a goddamn kid. oh man, y'all are bitches. Y'all gay for saying that stuff. Like, no, we're straight for saying that stuff because we know how to speak our goddamn minds. It's like you're the ones that still like in white supremacy when they used to make you look at the damn ground when they walk past you. You better not look at me, boy. No, I was the kind of guy that looked them in the eye and shook their hand like my dad taught me.
Yep.
It's like y'all come from that idiot culture where y'all defending twerkers in restaurants and shit. Y'all come from that counterproductive stuff. I don't come from any of that. You know, you can sit back there and cry in people's chats all you want, but
Well, you was sitting up there. Kevin had the flag in twerk we trust. Go on, tell them, Kev. In twerk we trust.
In twerk we trust. It's like, man, it's like, damn, we don't like, this is what I am talking about. Like, you know, like when I go to other chats and stuff, and I'm not criticizing those channels. Like, you know, they make good content. I think having a black space is absolutely necessary in places like YouTube. You know, we can congregate with each other because we know what it is. But at the same time, you know, you come to this space and you criticize the men just simply for speaking. It's like they come with the bullshit though. It's like they come with the bullshit, and then when they clap back, you know, all of a sudden it's wrong. It's the end of the goddamn world. Well, go ahead.
They're saying don't make those observations of us.
How dare you talk?
Basically, that's what they're saying. Don't make those observations of. Stop making those observations of us.
You're anti-black for saying stuff, talking about stuff that already happened. You're anti-black for telling the truth, man. I was like, well, be pro-black and kiss my black balls. How about that? Like, I mean,
real talk. Look, the thing, like I say, homie is the perfect litmus test because he shows you that the genteel, respectable way is definitely not the way to go.
I said I don't lie. I mean, if it was one, have you noticed that even though some of our sayings, you can tell that a lot of people are paying attention to the manosphere because some of our sayings, you might hear stuff and you be like, wait a minute, that dude watch. He may not say nothing, but that person watches.
It's in the church. It's in the church now. I done heard a couple of diehard church folk in my family, you know what I'm saying, using a couple of things. So yeah, it's definitely spreading.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Twister Grenade Sucker. Yeah, cool name, man. You're a Trump supporter. I think that he's saying that because of, you know, the shaming that you get.
Well, I am a Trump supporter now. Now what?
well, you know, I don't think he's saying that to say that to you. He was saying that because that's the shaming you get whenever you do speak on this community.
I know, but that's why
in a negative way.
Look, I'll be a Trump supporter just because it pisses him off. See, that's the problem. I ain't gonna lie, black men, if you really want to get power back, all the black men should have just for real? That's all. Oh, fine, we'll all vote for Trump. Mm-hmm. Why is that? I said, well, why? We ain't getting shit out of it anyway, so we might as well piss you off without doing nothing.
Yeah, but let me get back to Mr. You know who it is. You did one right thing. You're here, so you know I just want to say that. So welcome, like I welcome everyone else. It's not nothing personal or anything like that, but that's my head floating, and it's not really floating, but okay, that's my face shot. You know, I just use an avatar, but. You know, I'm just, you know, it's just how I am. I like interactivity with people who are courteous enough to, you know, type comments in my chat. I think that's a really cool thing, and that does show support for someone's channel. So, I mean, I'm a really gracious host. I'll put it like that. But I will say what I want.
Kevin ain't no gracious host, man.
So you know what I think in the whole aspect of the whole black nerd thing, I think a lot of people get it mixed up with the whole geekism because schools liked the black geeks. They liked the black geeks. They didn't like the black nerds. They could dig them, but they like smart black children. Now there's a difference between them because the smart black kid is going to ask the questions about what it is that they're studying or whatever that the teacher can't answer. And they're not going to put them on a path to understanding a higher level of that shit. Now, the geeks, the nerds, with them, school was just an activity. And you know, that's why they could breeze through the classes like that. But smart is different. Everyone is declared smart based off of a generalized measurement of intelligence. But what about those who were high critical thinkers and wasn't interested in school? As far, you know, didn't really see the value in it, but still could think very, very critically and on deep levels. those were the children who were, you know what I'm saying, usually considered to be disruptors and all that. Most of them was highly intelligent.
That's why I came on. Did it go off?
Say what?
Going back up. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I forgot I wasn't muted. Go ahead back in the other room, bro, man. I'm working with electrical.
Okay, Cortez Smith said something in the chat. He says, when it comes to black schools, you had to be cool or you were called lame, even if you weren't a nerd. Yeah, you like there were certain archetypes that, like, yeah, that is true, that didn't really necessarily have to be smart. They were just kind of, you know, I would say, quote unquote, socially awkward. That's as they say. And socially awkward is used as a shaming tactic when referred to mostly black men. But, you know, I feel like it's black women that are the socially awkward ones. Just like Roger stated, we're the ones that, well, I might be wrong. It might have been someone else. We're the ones that talk to them. They don't even talk to us.
I never heard of us being socially awkward. I thought the whole socially awkward was like, you know what I'm saying, Pilgrims on that whole incel shit. You know, the corny, the real super.
And that's
corny.
a pilgrim word. And it's a pilgrim word. Incel is a pilgrim word. And we latched onto it.
Wow.
We latched onto it. We didn't come up with involuntarily celibate. But then once we learned what it meant, we started using it to shame black guys who told the truth.
Is that what it means?
Involuntarily celibate, meaning that you don't know why that women aren't sexually attracted to you.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Yeah, that's what incel means. Like it's like you don't know you're whack or something like that. You always second guessing yourself. Well, maybe if I did this, maybe like people who have pet tigers in their home, and then all of a sudden the tiger chews their arm off, and they're the people that's always saying, "Oh, if I just did this one thing, that I'll still have two arms." You know, that's what that's basically what an incel is. Except as not having sex. You know.
Oh, that's crazy.
And they use this, like I said, they use this on the manosphere. Now, the manosphere conversation is tomorrow night. But, you know, I'm gonna give much focus to that, and it's like I said, I go in many chats. A lot of people got a lot of shit to say about the manosphere, and you know, when even people who are recognized members of the manosphere hear these things said, you know, they kind of either brush it off or kind of low key join the fray. So it's about time we start putting it back, you know, in the other direction, because somebody has to say it. I mean, if you guys, even if bigger figures who construct this, you know, this manosphere doesn't say anything.
So the whole incel thing would probably be equivalent to the whole aspect of a lame there, right?
Yeah. And Ed Unchained said, I'm an incel, and that's not correct.
But the thing is, a lame, like lames, okay, so the manosphere ain't full of a bunch of lames. It's full of a bunch of skilled cats, highly experienced. There ain't many lames in the manosphere.
Yes, you do. The manosphere full of lames. Ain't none of y'all build nothing. We ain't never come over here and see nobody build nothing over here.
I mean, recognize that. I mean, you're saying, but you know what though? People say that about a conglomerate that includes doctors and lawyers, though.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and tech guys, doctors, lawyers, and tech guys. Like I said, there it is again. Success being punished.
Yeah.
Man, what, Kevin? You ain't done nothing. I mean, this is what gets me. They talk about all this shit in the manosphere, but how many of these motherfuckers, just normal everyday guys, they done shown their business, they done shown what they doing. I mean, you get a bald-headed ego type person talking about men ain't building shit. And last time I checked, I done seen more people in the manosphere since I started doing this than in my first like 4 years of YouTube. Never heard nobody who had actually turned their camera on, show proof what they do, document, can give full detailed answers. And I'm like, but yet these motherfuckers ain't built. No, bitch, ain't nobody want your ass because you ain't worth a dude that works. I mean, no offense, dude. I mean, you go get a person, you go trap a person who already got 5-6 kids, and he probably figured, oh, good, you ain't gonna try to fuck me over because you know I got this many kids, and then now you probably stole the condom. Now what? I said it. Now what? Now you talk, look. You can talk all the shit you want to talk if you ever came at me, because I probably make more money than your baby daddy. And what? You probably stole the condom from him, because you know ain't nobody want to come out and say, "Yeah, man, I planted a flag there." I mean, you slow Tuesday all day. You know, what gets me is half of these women out here when talk all that bullshit, but don't show their face. And then the ones that say that they look good, motherfucker, come on now. If your ass don't look that good because you don't want to show your face. You don't tell me, especially when you motherfuckers been on panels for damn near decades and shit, or on panels all the fucking day, but you never show your face. No, bitch, you're ugly.
Man, they feel pretty. And that's the biggest problem. Most of them only try to make each other feel pretty when they know they ain't. You know what I'm saying? Could use a little bit of work.
What is the productivity in shitting on the guys who are actually just trying to have a conversation to feel pretty, though?
I mean, like, see, this is the problem too. I ain't gonna lie. The men should start to go ahead and do this. I mean, you really, there's so many ways that we can fucking hurt these women if we wanted to. And then what's so bad?
We don't. But here's the thing: we don't, though.
Wait, let me finish this because I don't want to say it like that.
The truth does that enough.
Hurt women in a way that won't touch them. We won't do anything. First thing we do, right? We cut them off. Don't do crap for a woman, no matter what. I mean, I don't give a damn if she dropped her groceries at the store. You just keep walking. Number two thing you do, you attack every platform that, and we make big deals about it. That's the degraded men. No offense, if we acted like them for like a week and we attacked every platform and every TV station and every business that did that, the women wouldn't have nothing.
But attack. But is the attack? Let me put it like this: is the attack going to be effective?
No,
I don't. Like me personally, I don't want to see anybody's platform shut down.
No, I'm not talking about platform. I'm talking about, like, think about it. If we attack like movie theaters and say, "Oh, fine, we ain't gonna never patronize like TV stations," think about it. The black men on every day always look bad. In every movie, we always the bad guy. You understand what I'm saying? They wouldn't have no Lifetime. They wouldn't have no Oprah. They wouldn't have they would have nothing.
But we're not a significant consumer of like their products, their media products.
Yeah, but the problem is this: we could enough. We're not a big consumer, but enough women would come out and say that. Because what you have to do first, and a lot of men do this, you got to stop helping women at all costs. And when they say like that, once enough men say, "Oh, I'm one of those people, we don't help women," period. Why is that? But especially like, say if we came out with a hashtag and every time like, "Oh, woman, hey, can you help me with this?" No, I'm a 36er. And basically by the time, say we made hashtag 36, that means you don't help a woman for nothing. And have it to where people, "Oh no, I'm 36. You know, it could be something stupid and be like, and after that gain enough traction, people, "Oh no, I don't do that no more. I'm a 36er. Or be like, "Oh, you want me to help you with that? How much money you got?" Charging for everything. I mean, "Oh no, what are you talking about? We going out on a date? You know you got to pay your way." "Oh no, I'm a 36er. Oh, you want me to pay your way? Oh, well, plain and simple. You want me to pay your way? You're gonna have to give it the skins before we even go." "Oh, well then keep it moving."
Boy, you an enforcer, Judge.
I learned how to. That's how you hurt. That's how and that's how you hurt them without hurting them. You know what I mean? They'd be like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, 36ers."
Damn.
Man, dude, like I'm talking about like that. Like the hate is real. Like I made a broadcast when I first opened this channel up and said the hate for black men is real. And I go back and listen to my earlier broadcasts, and they're actually not that bad. Those are my real shaky days. And the hate for a black man is real. If you speak your mind, you are the bad guy. You are the villain. You are. That's. I think that's why they gave us the label of black in this country, because black represents everything dark and everything evil. We are the bad guys just for speaking. Just for speaking and just for having some type of intellect. But, they'll dismiss it as delusional. And it's like I said last night, you look at black people stuff as Walmart. You look at white people stuff as Rodeo Drive. I'm just making the, comparison as far as how we view things. It's like it's not good enough when it comes from a black man. You say you want black men to lead, but you know, how do you lead if you don't want to listen to what the man has to say? How does he lead? How are you accepting this leadership? You know,
this hence the practicality of the ruthless nice guy ideology. You know what I mean?
And that's something that Roger's been stressing as of late. Ruthless nice guy. I've been a ruthless nice guy for the longest. I am not violent. I won't shoot you, but I guarantee you, all those Pookie types that you think are men, if I have one conversation with them where I was brutally honest, they would want to shoot me. They would want to physically hurt me. And those are the kind of guys that call guys like me sensitive just for speaking my mind. Right. They will physically try to hurt me just for speaking. And the same women that say that, tell me I'm sensitive would commend those guys for attacking me just for saying stuff. Now, isn't that the ultimate sensitivity right there? Attacking someone for speaking their mind.
I mean, yeah, all that's the highest. That's the highest sensitivity. That's hypersensitivity. That's a sense. That's a. Go ahead, John.
No, I just said, how dare you say that, Kevin? You're sensitive.
Yeah, they cried. They were while crying. I was like, how do these things work? How do people keep creating their own realities and think that shit counts? I'm just going to create a pocket reality and I'm going to put it in my brain and no one else sees it, and and blame you for not seeing it. Like
a pocket reality of low vibration. They don't even give a high quality one. You know what I mean? You put no effort in on your life.
Yeah, these same folks that voted for Joe Biden.
Oh God,
that took a low frequency right there. Like like what?
Look, it's gonna be a fiasco. It's gonna be a fiasco.
Oh yeah. People don't even realize what's coming. And I'm just gonna sit back, and then they happy, they celebrating, they twerking in the middle of the street, they twerking in black men's restaurants and stuff, they twerking and beating up black couples. Like, it's ridiculous. Joe Biden wins, and then twerking just becomes the number one fucking thing that everyone wants to do.
I mean, look, Kamala talking about, you know what I'm saying? They said she's trying to pass something for making hoeing, you know what I'm saying? All good. So it only makes sense that, possibly they get the people
ready. That's a Wyman president. That's a Wyman president.
Yeah. One of them
but then, she'll do something like that, but then make more stringent laws when it comes to, me tooing motherfuckers. Yeah. Like, how you gonna do that and then make more stringent laws to give even more protections on top of protections for women who just want to just destroy men?
I mean, look, everything that's happening makes sense if this society is crumbling, man. Because it seems like a whole bunch of conflicting things are occurring all at the same time.
Things think about this. There's an awards show. All right. There's this girl that has this brain condition that plays a season of basketball.
Okay.
And she becomes sort of an activist right before she passes away.
Okay.
There's a one-legged vet that completes a race, a very hard race, or complete very hard races.
Right.
And then there's a guy that decides he wants to dress like the opposite sex.
Okay.
They give the guy that wants to dress like the opposite sex a courage award. Over the other two. That's the society that we live in these days. And guess what? We are the kind of people that just roll with the shit and get mad at guys like us for thinking it's weird. Hey, what the fuck is going on here? Hey, that girl was sick and she died. Like, what? Why isn't she worthy of an award? This guy decided that, hey, at age over 60, I want to be this way. Fuck out of here, man. Y'all stupid.
Wow.
You accepted that?
Wow.
You're for the nuclear family and you accepted that?
That's a courage, huh?
Well, the problem is this, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this for you. I said the reason why we got people like Derek Jackson and Steve Harvey, I said they realize
that don't focus on real shit, by the way. Ooh.
Right.
It's not even that. It's Derek Jackson, Steve Harvey, simps like that. They realize that these women are idiots, and they found a way to capitalize and make money off of dummies.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, it can't be that hard for them to identify that. All right, you know what? If you feed that ego, you get a certain amount of money. You
What's
get
so bad? I sit here and laugh. Like I sit up here, even if you watch that video or the one where they had the women twerking at that other club, every dude that was there was like a hood rat dude. I mean, like it wasn't no high value men there.
Yeah.
I mean, like literally. I mean,
but that was Georgia. So I mean, you know, that the thing is that's culture out there. So I would say like be wild at it if it happened in some place like, I don't know, Oregon or something like that. But as far as like Georgia, that's how they get down, man.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I haven't been to Georgia since I was 22. Yeah. Right? I remember I went down there to go to show you how. I said, man, I'm bringing $2 grand. We're gonna blow as much money as possible. When I come home, I want to be so broke that I got to use this credit card to pay for gas to get home.
What the fuck with you on?
What?
I stayed 10 days. Listen, I stayed 10 days to show you how much the shit was so cheap and the pussy was so, you got thrown at it that much. I came home with like $1,400.
Well, I mean, 1,400 is not a small number.
That's right. That's cost effective right there.
I was like, damn. I ain't gonna lie, though. I remember this one chick's house I went to. And go to show you, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm going home with her. Here, I threw the keys to him. Like, here you go, dog. Just take my car. The next day, I don't know where she stayed on the opposite side of town. I had to take a bus, a train, and a cab to get back home.
Yeah, I had one of them episodes from Coronado, California.
Oh yeah, Coronado. I actually got at Hotel Dale.
Yeah.
Now see, now I've been there.
Yeah.
All right, now we talked about success being punished for about damn near this entire broadcast so far, and it's almost been 2 hours. We need to talk about how failure is rewarded.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, let's get to that part. You know.
Okay, I go first. Failure is rewarded like this. When you fail, you're rewarded with endless amounts of coochie.
Yeah. Okay. We went straight to that, huh?
I mean, like literally so much that like you would be like, you know what, get off of me. All you gotta do is fail. I mean, all you gotta do is sit on the couch and play Xbox. I mean, they just
a Madden King
PlayStation. Bro, just come off.
But then when a guy decides to break off, get his own apartment, and have a TV, a PlayStation, and a chair with an air mattress, they'll take a picture of your place and then put it on social media, and then go back home to their mamas and their 2 kids by other guys. Those guys think living like this is okay. Yeah.
I mean, well, okay. So you have the cliche one right back in the past that wasn't so cliche. You know what I'm saying? Cats coming home from the pen versus cats, you know what I'm saying, coming from university. And everyone already saw that the pen cat got a whole bunch more love. You know, on some prodigal son type shit. The cats coming from the university, it was always treated as if it was a chore to have them back around, because you know it once you learn anything, and you're talking about 4 years into it, you've now, if you've done it right, you've learned the trade, you've had some character development towards where, depending on how far out you've been, you went to school away from home. You know what I'm saying? Different change of environment, interacting with people. And so again, a higher level of sophistication. So it really seems like sophistication is like the ultimate enemy. You know what I'm saying? That was definitely rewarded over school, as far as, you know what I'm saying, cats going to the pen, you know, you had your dope boys and everything. That was definitely, that's still rewarded to this very day. You know, it just had the you know, that what is that, Jeezy and what's it called, it music joint. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some, you know, bona fide musicians and shit. It's like, y'all niggas there, but just make some goddamn rap songs on murder beats, cuz that ain't hard. Anybody could do it.
All right, here's a question for you. Maybe see if I was the only one that did this. Like I noticed in the beginning, back when I was younger, like I told you, I had way more money than the average person my age.
Right.
Okay. In the beginning, when I bought me a dope boy car, as we say, had dope boy rims. Like I had, like if you remember, I had the same rims that Lazy Bone had on his car in the video Crossroads.
Okay.
So like, so I had them back then.
Yeah.
And I didn't even find out that because I wasn't a big bone listening to her. They're like, dude, those are the same rims Lazy got. Didn't know that. Okay. You sit up here and I notice women be all on you, this, that, and the other. As soon as you tell them, oh, well, wait a minute, you got a good job. I mean, you all rubbing on my dick, everything, all this. You got a good job. Oh, it's like that's a complete turnoff. I know that once I start being like, well, you know, I just do what I do. You know, I'm in a little business, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like, but if you say you had a good job, it was like, wait a minute, dude, I got more money than the dope boy. My shit legal. You know.
Where's your excitement? Where's your excitement?
No, I got an example. And I'm going to explain it. And, you know, everybody, you can get your screen recorders ready on your cell phones because I'm going to say this. Here's how failure gets rewarded. Say, for instance, there's this female black YouTuber that constantly calls black men dusty, broke, defeated, failure, loser, everything bad under the sun. Okay. That black female YouTuber then goes ahead and procreates with someone that she just, with the same archetype. So, you know, you describe men that way, but you went ahead and gave that archetype your most prized treasure.
And
you just rewarded failure.
I used to fly.
Kev, you sound like a hater. You sound like a hater. She has the right to be a slut. Are you a misogynist?
No,
misogynist.
Right to fear. If she wants to be a failure, who are?
You know, I thought being a misogynist was just being very good with your fingers and be able to relax females' shoulders and shit. You know, you better be talking to me about a motherfucking massage. I don't know what the other shit is. You know.
Sit.
But still, man, it's like this though. It's like this. If you're gonna say it's a loser, if you're gonna say it's defeated, treat it like a loser. Treat it like it's defeated. And you know, I said this a couple weeks ago, and I say it again. Don't let these women fool you. They will fuck with a broke dude.
Yes, they will. And what's so bad? Hi, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Yes, they will. That fuck. I knew plenty of broads. Even went in, and I'm like, this motherfucker ain't got shit. Ain't
so
gay. I mean, what's so bad? They'd be working their periodic job, and they would come home and give their money to them, and I'd just be like, wow.
and then like this. I'm gonna put it to y'all like this, you know, y'all always saying stuff about these dudes complaining about, you know, not getting any pussy. If you're not getting any pussy, it's because you don't want any pussy. Seriously, man, you don't have to be the most successful. Well, you don't have to be a Kevin Samuels to get some ass. You don't.
I mean, no offense, everybody got $40.
I mean, yeah. If that's your price, baby, just admit it. Don't take it out on the internet. Don't take it out on Facebook because. You know, you wouldn't be able to go on Kevin Samuels' show and win.
That's what y'all tracks running out there, Judge. $40.
Said $40. But Donnie, what's up, man? Long live the habitual line steppers.
Oh, yeah, baby. It's one of them heater type fans. You ever had one of them fans in your bathroom that blow the heat out?
Yeah. How long you been working on it?
I got to put 3. This is my cousin's house. I'm helping him out. I got to put 3 of them in his house.
That's what's up.
Sit.
Oh yeah, you know.
Give me the ball.
Us black men, we don't build shit over here. I think they feel shit.
Come here, give me the ball.
That's what they hate about us the most. The super potential for creating and manifesting.
You know, why in the world this motherfucker? He didn't build nothing. What we're gonna do? Blue and black. Because you know y'all didn't build shit over here, man. I don't know why I come to Kevin's show.
So what's the topic tonight, Kev?
The topic tonight is basically we reward black male failure and we punish black male success. The thumbnail was, that scene with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Will and Carlton tried to join that fraternity, and old dude wasn't feeling Carlton, and then he was called Carlton a sellout, stuff like that, and it's just because of Carlton's presentation, basically, of who he is. They like to say guys who are that way, they talk white, the guys who have drive and determination to be something in life, and we punish that, but we reward the cool, usually the cool archetype is the guy that I would say lives on the edge, the gangster, the thug, the Pookie type, and we had pretty much talked about punishing success. Now we're talking about rewarding failure, because, and really is because of that mindset that has us thinking, a lot of us thinking this way in 2020. And just for people who are proud enough to think that things happen for the first time in 2020, because when I look at social media, that's all I see people, like the kind of framing that people speak in. So what are your thoughts?
I mean, that's been going on since before I was a kid, I'm sure. Let me see. Fresh Prince was circa the 90s.
Yeah, it was early 90s, early mid 90s.
That mindset's been going around. I mean, the thing to be as a black man is a fool, a loser, a street nigga, a dope dealer, a ball player. I don't recall Carlton being a sellout in any way. I just think he had all white friends, so he had white taste. I think he was listening to Tom Jones. He danced a little off, but I don't remember him saying any kind of coon type rhetoric. I think he. But
you know what though? Who did we ever see any of Carlton's friends in the show ever? Did we? He hung out with black folks.
Come over to the house like Jazz did, right? But you did see him in the school, and they was corny. I think one of the dudes Will called Cornflake.
Oh yeah. But do you think most of that mindset did come from TV indoctrinations? And let me ask you a question: if we didn't have that part, would we have found our way into something else, some other mindset?
What do you mean if we didn't have that part?
This just how, intelligence was depicted on television as far as the youth and people growing up. I use Carlton and Urkel and Michael Evans as an example. Like Michael Evans used as an example because he started out kind of militant and, it was kind of militant comic relief. And at first, his aspirations were to be a lawyer and then a Supreme Court justice.
Are you talking about that show's a little slightly before my time? I got to watch some of the reruns.
Good times. But I'm just I'm painting a picture for you though. It's like what they did with Michael Evans' character is that they turned him from a guy with goals and aspirations to a flamboyant lounge singer type.
He was a lounge singer. God damn, I didn't watch it all the way through.
I would say lounge singer type. Like he always every time they got into a party, he'll start singing and using the tambourines and start acting like he's seen one up close. It's wow. just like with Good Times. At first, they didn't have any intention of putting a father in the home, but when they did, he had a 6th grade education and could not provide for the family. But he was the stern type.
Realistically, I think the '80s just killed it in general. I think the '80s
Yeah.
killed it because that was when you had the crack era really just pumping.
Yeah.
And it was too much easy money out in the streets. So, already at that point in time, we had women doing the Section 8 thing. We had women not really being with men. And this was the era where money was just flowing through the streets. So it was real easy to get with a dude who was going to throw away a whole car on you. I'm from California, so we grew up in that era. So I remember hearing stories of dudes who they got with a chick and they may have been with the chick for 2 months and they just bought the chick a car because they could. So if you was in an era where you could get with a dude and he buy your car for dating him for a couple months, what would you want with the dude who's trying to do it the right way, the smart way, the nerd way? So I think realistically, I think the '80s in general killed it. I think the TV narrative kind of pushed the after effect, but I think the '80s it was already done because of the crack era.
Yeah, I get you on that. Definitely.
Yeah, the crack, but yeah, I'll give you the crack era as far as weakening the minds of people, but as far as what we had access to, is the media has always played a gigantic part in that, as far as shaping the minds of how we viewed intelligence and failure.
Well,
Now,
so I say that I say that they tried to push that narrative really heavily, but I don't think it took until the '80s until they had the opportunity for the crack era to really push that message in home. And then at that point, chicks didn't have it. It's one thing to see it on TV in a dynamic where it's not really true, because at that point it was probably like, oh, kiki kaka, and then the '80s hit, and at that point it could have been a legitimate reality. Chicks didn't have to deal with the Urkel type nigga.
Right.
Because if you think about it in the '60s and '70s, yeah, those chicks would still mess with the hustlers and the dope dealers here and there. But at the end of the day, they knew they had to get with a dude who was doing something productive in his life. Otherwise, it was a game changer. In the '80s, all that shit fell to the wind because they really could bust it wide open and end up getting a Porsche, some crazy shit. So I just see the '80s as being a pivotal time frame that really changed all of that shit. I think they were putting that message out there, yes, but I think they would not have succeeded until the white government put crack cocaine into the black communities, and that shit really affected it. It had a stronghold at that point. Otherwise, I don't think it would have took hold like it would have.
I definitely can agree with that, because they had a reason to, and they can see the quick financial gain from it.
Well, they've always been fucking with us. Think of every time they had a black person on TV, media, whatever you want to call it. If they showed a black person, what was he doing? He was shucking and jiving. He was Amos and Andy. He was.
let me correct you on Amos and Andy. In a time where there was that menstrual stuff, Amos and Andy were actually lawyers. They spoke properly. They were dark skinned and they spoke properly. So let's kind of before someone makes the comment and corrects us, let's go ahead and have that clarification. They were
it
during
was
that
misunderstanding that Amos and Andy was the one smart one, one dumb one, right?
Maybe, but I know they were lawyers.
They were both lawyers. Okay.
Yeah. Well, let me confirm, because I mean, I don't like I said, let me confirm, because I don't want to end up, we don't want to be wrong about something like that. Get out of the way, Cat.
Why? Well, here's the question. On other channels, the women's channels, they so why can't we?
I didn't hear a word he said. What did he say?
No, you were breaking up, bro.
I just said on the women's channels, they can just throw stuff out there. So why can't we?
Well, you know what? That separates us, because I understand what he's saying. We don't want to put out misinformation for just no fucking reason. If we had the opportunity to be better than we are.
That's bullshitting. Go.
I mean, I will say Dre is right in the sense that it's always going to be seen as bullshit.
All right.
That's fine.
Whatever we say, let's see. It was an American sitcom. Amos and Andy were originally white guys.
Blackface.
Yeah, they were blackface characters. So, okay, complete correction. Yeah, fuck Amos and Andy in that sense. I
I
don't
think you
read it
think of
anymore.
Abbott and Costello or something. I think
Yeah, yeah. I thought Amos and Andy were black guys. They were blackface characters.
Amos and Andy spawned the Abbott and Costello because if I'm not mistaken, Amos and Andy, I felt like they was like hobo type niggas. Like I could be wrong, but I felt like they was hobo type niggas doing it. And you had one smart one, or smart for a Negro one, and then you had one really dumb one, and then that spawned kind of the genesis of all the characters that came after that. So you had the Abbott and Costello, the Honeymooners, whatever them two dudes' name was, etc. Kind of down the line.
Yeah,
Pinky and the Brain for the new kids.
Let me amend this a little bit. Also, Amos and Andy did become a television show from 1951 to 1953. 65 episodes had been produced, and they were starring actual black guys that were of stature. And that's due to protests from the NAACP. So that was the one I was thinking about. So me and Donnie were both right, but the origins were black faced. We'll put it like that.
Yeah, that was the whole coon thing where they burned the books and they came out blackface. Okay. What did he say?
All right.
Anyway, so my thing is, at the end of the day, I feel like they've always had a negative reputation for black people, and it wasn't until the 80s where that really took hold. And I think that that was a generation that kind of broke the mold because of the crack epidemic. There was nothing like the crack epidemic before that. Motherfuckers are talking about the heroin and all that shit. Crack took no fucking prisoners. Yeah. And then, we fast forward, methamphetamines took no fucking prisoners. But now, they're victims.
Now they need help to this terrible epidemic, and now we must show empathy. Like, fuck out of here. Just say no.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Just say no.
Just say no.
But
shout out to real quick. Shout out to Alan. Thanks for tuning in, sir. And your comments are appreciated. He offered more clarity on Amos and Andy. And shout out to Kevin Murray as well. Welcome. But okay, let's continue.
As far as what Donnie was saying, with the advent of crack, changing or affecting and influencing the characteristics of how the value of a man was perceived in our society. When you think about it, because I remember the dope boys driving up and down the street, with all the new everything. So if you in a poor area of society, and basically they just become a good symbol, the largest symbol of wealth, especially to youngsters coming up. And then, that's who you look up to. Then you see, how they're received. And you want to, what stopped me was that I didn't, I was told it would be poisoning your own neighborhood. And so it's like, nah, I ain't finna do that. So it's got to find other thing to do. But everybody was making money. Everybody was making crazy money. I remember seeing, 2-hour lines some places. And then you wonder why the hell the police ain't doing nothing. And it's like, oh yeah, they in with the shit.
They want to see his destruction.
Yeah.
Prior to that, you had the black community. You had some number runners. You had some hustlers, some here and there. It was people selling some heroin and doing little shit like that. And then you had the whole thing was like the 60s, 70s. Pimps was running the world, right? And then kind of the decline. What killed pimping for a long time was the crack era, because you had pimps had white women in the 70s. Like that was amazing. They had white women, and they was coming to work for black pimps, and they was killing it. And then the 80s era hit, right? And crack came around, and motherfuckers was selling pussy for $5. Now you was a pimp. How do you compete with motherfuckers selling pussy for $5?
Pussy on chain wax. We'll put on the chain wax.
the dynamic of the hood completely fucking changed because everybody could literally walk outside their house and be like, I got that crack for sale. And it would be a lineup of people coming to get money.
Yep.
And it'd be an evolving door because it was coming around. Rick Ross talks about it. He said he'd be sitting outside and he would go back to the house 45 times. And at a certain point, his mom was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was just making thousands. And then he got up off the corner and then that thousands turned into millions. And then that millions was a couple million every a couple. And he was just cashing the fuck out. There was nothing like it. That shit affected like when motherfuckers say crack affected the 80s, like people don't have a grasp of how it affected. Like this, everybody was riding around in new shit. Automatic assault rifles was coming out and destroyed the whole fucking game. The entire landscape of California turned into a fucking war zone. Everybody was crackheads. Everybody seen the corner. Y'all remember the corner? The entire community that was black of America had completely fucking flipped in that whole decade, and that changed everything. So you can't compare a generation to anything else when you look at the 80s, because the 80s was a completely different monster. So you, even in the 70s, you had a bit of a chance. Like people knew, like, hey, he's a pimp. You don't really want to fuck with him. Oh, he's this. You want to go get you a school dude, right? And then the 80s, it was no holds barred because you didn't have to do shit with your life. You was gonna get a check because you could just fuck with a dope boy. And even if that dope boy died, you could fuck with the next one or the one that came after that because it was money floating around the hood. You got to think $30,000 was nothing to these dudes, and they was spending it on these girls in a year. So what the fuck do you need a man for?
Yeah.
Well, not even the fact of that, but I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. You go to work all week and bring home $200. Or you sell dope for one day and bring home $1,000.
But it was what the chicks were doing. It became the culture, spending it on these chicks. So these dudes was throwing, and truth be told, a lot of these dudes would die, and they would just replace them. So the 80s hit, and that was the mentality. The 90s, they were still affected with that mentality, right? But as you saw, the 90s kind of progressing to the 2000s to now, chicks is running around with that mentality. Do you think these motherfuckers is running around here making 1980s crack cocaine money? Fuck no.
Facts.
But are these women still chasing after these motherfuckers like they making 1980s crack cocaine money? Yeah,
Facts.
and it's a problem.
Damn. Masterfully put. That is exactly that energy. Yeah.
I couldn't even hate on these chicks if motherfuckers was coming out here spending $30,000 on these women in a week. Because I'd be like, you know what? Hey, listen, it is what it is. These motherfuckers making money. They found a new way to live. There's nothing I can do about it. But 30 years removed from that shit, how fucking dumb do these chicks look now? Because they were raised and they passed it on to their kids. Now you bitches talking about, if he ain't bought you a Birkin bag, he ain't shit. Well, bitch, this nigga can't even buy you a pizza. Why are you still fucking him?
Don't let these women fool you. They will. Fuck with a broke dude.
That nigga can't afford a hot and ready. Why are you still fucking him?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, but I mean, think about it. You always hear me say, I'm the brokest person on YouTube. That ain't never stopped me from getting no ass. Like, I've never heard a woman say, I ain't fucking you because you broke. Or you say that you. I mean, literally, I ain't gonna lie. You telling me you're broke. Just you're broke so they don't ask you for nothing. That's now.
You want to know what I figured out? That was the easiest hook and lure when I was 18. When I was 18, I turned 18 in 2005. I had a 2005 Impala. My shit was cherry red. I took the back seats and put TV screens in them. I had a flip screen. The end dash popped out. I had it depends on what part of the year you caught me in. I either had 412s, 415s. I was doing my thing. Never had rims on my car. My shit was always tinted out. So if I pulled up on you, I could turn the lights on, or if it was nighttime, I could turn on the TVs in the back, and you knew it was me. Otherwise, I just looked like a blacked out red Impala, which it was thousands of, right? Hit the beat on the motherfucker, they roll. All I had to do was drive through the hood, and if I see the chick, I pull up on her, hit the beat, doom, 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 drop the window. She be in the back 20 minutes later sucking my dick. And all that was was me just flexing that I got the opportunity to give you some money. Didn't even have to give it to her.
But, no, okay, here you go, Donnie. Since you had a dope boy card too, tell the truth, man. You didn't even have to do that. All you had to do was just sit and park. They come to you.
Well, yeah, no, but you know, I had to put myself in a position to be around a chick that I like, because you know, I'm gonna find the cute chicks, so I'm gonna look to the area. I didn't want to just sit. I could have just sat and played my shit, and the bitch would have eventually came up on me. But all I did was I went to the spots where I knew they was gonna be popping at, the chicks where I wanted to fuck with, and nigga hit the beat, turned the TV on, and it was a wrap.
Right, that's what I said. Is when you, I mean, no offense, like when you go to the club, before you even walk in the club, you know, you already know 2, 3 before you even get inside. When you roll up, you like, oh, I can smash that, I can smash that, I can smash that.
Oh, so I would hit the club and I would roll through the club and I would spot who I wanted to fuck with. And I didn't even approach them in the club. I would, you know, I kick it with the homies. Club let out. I would go directly to my car and pull my car up to go pick one of the whoever I went to the club with, and I would just slowly drive up there. And when I drove up, I had already figured out how to put like the BET Uncuts or the World Star Hip Hop videos on that shit was funny. So that shit would be playing in the background. And I and it was game over, because as soon as I pulled into a spot, they'd be like, "Hey, what you doing?" "Oh, we finna go over here." "Well, shit, we coming with you." And it was a wrap.
Parking lot pimping.
If your name was Joker the Bail Bondsman, you got an ass in Alaska.
I mean, I remember that shit. That was a funny ass goddamn video. They was balling out in the snow. They was balling out in the snow.
And you heard it here, Donnie. You ain't shit for watching. Use BET Uncut to get some ass. You know? All you had to do have a TV, man.
Oh, that was the name, Joker the Bill. But what was that name of that song? What it smelled like or something?
No, that was Black Jesus. What that thing smelled like?
What that thing smelled like? That's
the Little Bomber and Joker the Bail Bondsman. That was a video that started out somewhere in Alaska, and they showed the snow and shit.
I remember.
And then all of a sudden, they're in a hotel room with a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Shooting a video. Talking about, let me see that ass drop.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you find ass in Alaska. Y'all just trying to stay warm. That's about it. Like, shit, it's cold outside.
They showed you the caterpillar moving snow and everything. It's like, what the fuck, y'all? That's culture, dog.
Yeah, man. Joker the bail bondsman. I mean, shit. Why would you be a bail bondsman? Are you trying to get niggas out of jail, though? You know, you're a thug, but you work at the, I don't know. Whatever the angle was.
That's some good parking lot pimping there, Donnie, for real.
Oh shoot, Donnie dropped off.
I'm trying to think, what was that one song that one of the cats from Bone
Oh man, ain't nothing like money in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, that shit came on. Ain't nothing like money in a Ziploc.
I guess he's talking about selling them dime bags of weed, man. I don't know.
What the fuck is this? That old homemade ass video. I'm like, dude, really?
Man, shit.
That's when the industry really ain't fucking with you, boy.
Oh man, I found a video, but I ain't gonna show it. I ain't gonna show it, man. I know I ain't getting no copyright strike because don't nobody give a fuck about that song.
Nah,
man.
you ain't gonna get no strike. No,
yeah, I ain't gonna get no strike, but it's shit. Well, fuck it. Hold on one second. Hey, but yeah, keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here talking about how, you know, y'all reward failure and, you know, in like, which really like kind of ended the success narrative in the black community. I was making the point earlier. Oh, I want you to look at something real quick. Like when we were making the point of that, talking about how like the 80s is going to come back and shit.
Right.
Try to take a look at something. This is the guy that used to get a lot of Facebook play.
You got my Ziploc bag, man?
No, yeah, not that.
Put it on my
Like,
head.
for real, yeah, the Jerry Curl just came back, and
Are you kidding me?
thanks to Kevin Gates.
Oh no. Oh no.
Kevin Gates is Mr. Don't Touch Me, Mr. Gangster, like, I'm a real G. You probably somebody you couldn't. He probably someone you really couldn't tell the truth to without him swinging on you. But he'll call you sensitive or something like that.
I never understood this cat's appeal.
I mean, but people love Kevin Gates though, for real.
Yeah, no,
like until he started saying crazy shit like, well, I was fucking this girl and I found out she was my cousin, but the pussy was so good and sex was so good, we both said fuck it. Like, this guy's on record saying this kind of shit. You're a rapper that can, you're poop-tastic rapper that can get any woman you want, but you were fucking your cousin. I don't know if he was internet trolling or what. He was like Tekashi. He was like the Pookie Thug version of Tekashi 6ix9ine, just saying crazy shit. and then you seen like BWs on Facebook posting his quotes like they were self-information quotes like, just because they say they're your friends don't mean that they're your friends for real though. He had them kind of quotes. Like,
you see that everywhere. You see that with him.
God.
What's that one young cat? NBA YoungBoy. They putting all of his
NBA YoungBoy.
It's like, what the hell? He's trying to be.
He's trying to outdo Future right now as far as procreating. And I mean, like, this dude, when his rap career runs out, he gonna have a bunch of kids he gotta pay for, and then like it's like he gonna be trying to fight that shit off like Dragon Ball Z. Like, I don't see the appeal of like NBA YoungBoy is like a cookie cutout. He's cookie cutter to me.
He gonna be calling like, "Hey, Drake, how you hide your money?"
Yeah, he probably got some Spotify success or something like that. I know nothing about NBA YoungBoy except for he's getting different baby mamas left and right. Didn't he impregnate Yaya Mayweather or something like that?
No clue. I don't follow.
He might have. I don't know. It's just something like, but this guy's like this. It's just like I never like they kind of like. They're like cultist rap. They have a cult following. Yeah. Kevin Gates is one of those weird guys. I think he's actually like a Satanist, a Luciferian. Don't quote me on that because he'll probably say something. How these internet thugs are. I mean, he's a real thug. He actually has a record and such. But at the same time, like I said, you couldn't walk up to a guy like this and tell him the truth without him swinging on you or something like that.
The thing is like this type. This is the energy that the mainstream goes toward. So if the mainstream is where the majority of the populace is, and you got all that goofy shit there, then the goofy shit is going to be embraced more than anything. And in that aspect of failure being rewarded and success being frowned upon, or a specific type of quality of success. So people would deem him as being, successful. But me personally,
I mean, any little small successes or successes that you can get as a black man in this country, I do highly encourage. But this is one of the kind of guys to me is just kind of destructive.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's supposed to be a specific quality of success, because you can have success that is actually detrimental, or growth that is detrimental, to the society. And that's the type of shit that he put out, just like when Nip got killed, right?
Yeah.
When Nip got killed, what Nip was doing, Nip was actually building.
Yeah, absolutely. We kill the ones that want to build, and that just doesn't make any sense.
Right. So he was actually building. He was moving more into that regard. He was still spitting, here and there, but then you could notice that his spit took a turn less off the gangbang shit, more onto almost on some, Tony Robbins type shit. You feel me? And I think the only reason why his album got the clout that it did was because he was killed. Because it didn't have all that gangbang shit on that people usually like on it. It already had a buzz, boom. But say Nip had lived, and he would have put out that type of album, people would have been like, "Oh, yo, he fell off."
Yeah,
Oh, he
yeah.
fell off.
I mean, they wouldn't have been looking at the man that he was for real. Like
Right.
they'd have just been looking at what he did in the song, and that's how narrow minded we are. We don't go into these guys' backgrounds, and we don't see what they do for the community. We judge them for what they put out in entertainment, and most of those guys, like 96% of them, like that shit they talk in their music, unless they on some kind of conscious shit, they ain't about that.
Right.
And conscious stuff don't get that much play anyway because they decided that for y'all a long time ago anyway. I mean, you ever read The Letter?
Oh yeah, I read it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the inside meeting. They're not allowed to say who they were, but basically for those of you who don't know in the audience, who don't know anything about The Letter, the letter was it was basically from an industry insider that put this letter out. They couldn't reveal who they were because they signed a confidentiality agreement, but it was just somebody who wanted to get it out there. Basically, like the rappers and producers, writers got together in a room with some shadow figures, and they were saying, they have to increase the prison population some kind of way. So corporations and industries can use the prisoners to basically make products for them. So what they did was, since people are so influenced by the media and the culture, they would go to more of a criminal element in their music to influence, kids who were more weak-minded. I say weak-minded in the sense that their brain doesn't have defenses that can avoid stuff like that. Like someone like me that just looks at it as entertainment.
Right.
Other people may look at it as a way of life. And I'll call them kind of weak-minded because if you're going to fall for that without any kind of home training, then you really are going to be that way. You're going to end up in a destructive pathway that's going to have to end up in jail or dead. But, it's like that. It's,
well,
go ahead.
I said a lot of times community really like that because I hate that type of shit, like how you hear, because say they come out with that song, got me feeling some type of way, and all of a sudden, man, you got me feeling some type of way, that shit, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, for real.
Yeah. So anyway, let me put it like this. Anyway, for those guys who were in that meeting, and they actually agreed to something like this. They signed confidentiality agreements at the beginning, so nobody can reveal who they are.
Right.
But for those guys and those black guys in that meeting, black now, let's focus on the black guys. Maybe there were a few black women too, because they never mention women in these kind of deals. Like, maybe they wanted for them to shift to thoughtism and hoe culture, so these girls can get pregnant and produce a bunch of kids that they don't want to teach and raise, so they can easily be easily influenced by shit like Boosie when he first came out, because Boosie really ain't shit. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now, he made a stance on heterosexuality, which I admired, but as far as a person and the kind of music he put out, that nigga ain't shit. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Like for real. Like fuck that dude for real. Like, I mean, we agreed with him on that, but it's like outside of that, for real, what the fuck has Boosie done? Besides, they just influence a bunch of weak minds to destroy themselves. Like, yeah, guys like that.
But that's on that regard. Now, this is stuff like that had me asking the question: are we truly a monolith? And then the aspect of, if you look at it like look at the organic tribalism of things, right? You got people from Nigeria that tell you that all Nigerians don't rock with one another because they ain't all of the same tribe and shit, right? Even though they might all be Nigerian to us. But
how we monolith if we turn against people for voting a certain way?
Well, no, we ain't. But in the aspect of calling into accountability, that black male success be rewarded over black male failure, then you got to ask yourself, as far as coming to the community, what type of community is it? Is it a community where negative shit thrives and it's just the norm, the daily norm. And then you have someone that presents something that's positive, which is a foreign element within this negative community.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because that's what it felt like in an aspect of, okay, growing up in the hood, all you see is problems, and not everyone wishes to just live with the problems, and not everyone wishes just to get away from the problems. Some people wish to solve them shits, and the problem solvers don't get the assistance. So then you got to start asking the question: down, do the people like the problems? Are they really problems? Am I viewing this shit wrong? And they just want to live like this. Okay, well, I guess some people want to live as peasants as opposed to, you know what I'm saying, create and operating your own kingdom. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, if you have, come back to W.E. Du Bois. I used to put him down in the beginning because I just thought that, you know what I'm saying, his loyalties were a little bit off. But look at the science, the scientific perspective of his analysis, the whole talented 10%. Is kind of proven to be the actual truth that 10% of the black population, us over here, ADOS, FBA, whatever, you know what I'm saying, is really on a higher resonant level than the remaining 90%.
Yeah, I can come to believe that based on what I've seen and like some of the stuff that some of the stuff I've been seeing people say.
Yeah.
And Donnie, I see you said phone died back in 10. Gerald's up here. Like I said, anybody that's a little Boosie fan and or a Kevin Gates fan or anybody that is mentioned on here, I do feel like the fact that y'all hate on black men in general, but that's not taking accountability. No, I said what I said about these guys, like I said about 50 Cent the other night. I don't appreciate a black man that has that much energy to fuck with and destroy black men, but one white woman said something, even if he fucked her. Yeah. Like shit. You let that just show that you let pussy control you easily. You got taken out by a white woman. So, all this energy for black men and you got taken out by a white woman. No, bro. Sit down for a little while. Go write Power for some. I ain't watched Power anyway. Not criticizing it because I heard it was a really good show. It was a different show. That's what I heard. It was different.
I've seen enough mob shit. Everybody's saying mob shit.
But 50. I mean, just this ain't 50. Still a black man. Still have accomplished certain things, but I just don't appreciate the way he accomplished certain. And plus, I hear he's a snitch. So, I mean, like in the club, bottom club, like whatever.
That was a snitch song.
Oh no, man! Oh no.
I was a fan back in the day before he, before he blew and everything, because you could tell he had a certain kind of hunger, and he was on.
It means being double XL in fashion pics with lollipops in his mouth.
Yeah, that bullshit, dog. It's like when he stopped rocking with Mad Cat or whatever. It's like, all right, so he went straight Hollywood with it. They got him.
Yep.
Hey, you ain't shit for watching. Why Nip up there? We were just talking about Nip because this was a man that tried to build, and he was struck down. To the point of the broadcast. So it was nothing critical about Nip, but 50, I'm just saying about 50 is just that, like I said, he had a lot of energy and smoke for black men, but he got taken out by Chelsea Handler. Same thing with Kevin Hart. Like, got all this smoke for Cat Williams, but got taken out by Kathy Griffin. Don Cheadle had to come in for the save.
Let me know when I can talk, because I kind of want to bankroll off what you're saying, because if you saying that they all sellouts, y'all ain't seen shit yet. So let me go and bring y'all asses up to.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm whoever I said specifically. I would like for the audience to know that I do things on a case-by-case basis, which means that if there are 100 black women in a room and 90 of them are twerking out of control and shitting on black men, I'm going to assume the majority of black women, that's what they do. So I take things on an individual case-by-case basis. If there are 10 black men in a room and 8 of them decide to say, hey, you know what, fuck Kevin, I'm going to assume the people in the room hate Kevin.
Well, Kevin,
This is all there is to it.
well, just to let you know, those women twerking somehow is going to be our fault. I'm just letting y'all know somehow they're going to redirect it and put this back on us. This is what they do, man. This is what they do. So
well, they might do it, but they ain't finna do that one.
It's your fault, man. You made a power company that supplied power to the radio. Okay.
Well, I'm just letting y'all know it's gonna be our fault, but by past all of that, we on to bigger and better things. So I'm not gonna try to change the topic because I just found out some information I had to take care of. Something had to go somewhere. That's why I'm back on the show, but I got to go see a friend now because they want me to hang out. But I just found out this today. Do y'all know that Mr. Tyler Perry also has a private island that's not too far from Epstein's Island? Do y'all know that? Do y'all also?
That man went from homeless to a private island. Are we serious?
Yeah, we serious, man. And here's some future shit from y'all. Y'all ready for this? Now, y'all just said something about Caucasian women, and I just had a conversation with a young boy, and I realized that the children are in some serious danger and he was a mulatto kid, and his father respected what I told this 6-year-old boy, but this 6-year-old boy wouldn't go in this restaurant because he didn't have no mask to use the bathroom, so he peed outside of this establishment. And as I'm schooling this young boy about what's going on, and you can see his eyes were wide open as I'm filling him up with information. His fucking white mammy said, well, his aunt is a nurse. I'm so tired of them overrated mother suckers. Because the problem is,
hey, dude,
this modern
don't
day.
Do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that now, mother sucker. No, you ain't gotta do that, guy.
Well,
they ain't gonna hit us for the curse. They ain't gonna hit us for the curse, and they're gonna hit us for attacking groups. That's what they're gonna do.
My thing is, I'm gonna start donating to the show every time I curse. Call it the curse jar. I'm gonna do it because the fact is, somebody had a conversation with me today, and they said, "Listen, I hear you on the habitual line steps." I said, "Wait a minute, you're listening to me?" He said, "Gee, I'm your friend, so I'm following you." He said, "Man, great content. They like Rogue, they like Seven, they say Rael. They said Rael is just there. He's young, so he's basically just leave him alone." And I'm realizing we're stuck with a bunch of ignorant ass women. Now I'm telling y'all, we're in a serious war. I want to know how the hell us as men, and I don't mean to flip the script on the show, but how the hell did we allow a man in Silicon Valley to make medical decisions? How did that happen in a world where I need to put on some shades? Because I'm realizing I'm living around a bunch of zombies.
It's called
a bunch of people that's not think. It's called what? Rogue?
It's called acquiescence.
Okay. You know what? Go while you saying that, explain to the panel what that word means. Go ahead.
Well, basically, you're permitting standards to be. You're permitting yourself to be subjected by the standards and the desire of another standards or condition of how they wish any proceedings within any relation you all to go. So, in an aspect of the people permitting, it's not that they permitted. What's his name? What are we talking about? Cuz name? Gates. Yeah. Another Gates.
Yeah.
It ain't that he's been permitted to run it. It's just that the people don't have that type of interest in their reality to even see that as a value. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were ever in the wellness field, you would understand how hard it really is to get people to take their health seriously. Their basic health.
So chat room and people who are viewing, I hope y'all heard that, because the one thing about this habitual line steppers, this panel in each of those shows, they break words down. They make you understand, because it's like, man, it's for me to keep living. It's becoming more of a nightmare when you find out the truth. And again, for hating black men, that's what we're called in this modern day 21st century. This is all controlled by them. I mean, again, it's our fault on everything. And it's like, I'm tired of taking responsibility when these HOs are not even listening. These Twinkies are not listening, but they always feeding their damn faces, always putting shit up to their face.
Well, that's logical. Well, that's logical, Gerald. You know, that's logical, and sometimes logic fails with, I don't know, with the upsurge in the power of idiot culture. I mean,
welcome to the idiocracy.
Yeah, idiocracy. Anyone who hasn't watched that film, I suggest you watch it, because as funny and as exaggerated as that film is, it seems that we're on that way, on our way to being that. It just
and Kev, let me put this icing on the cake for you. Now they're gonna come out with this vaccine. Y'all know who's gonna be pumping this vaccine, all these soups, because it's coming. They're gonna pump us, or the people, the majority, to take this damn vaccination shot. I say Brick City. I'm serious, man. These people cannot continue to get away with just leading people to the slaughterhouse. They just can't. It just can't continue to happen.
They've been getting away with it forever and a day.
The same 90% of black women who voted for Biden is going to be the same 90% pushing for this vaccine. My thing is, I'm not taking this shit. I work in a profession where there's talk of it being mandated. Everybody I know that I'm working with is like, fuck you. We're not taking this shit. So
good deal. Good deal. Salute.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, the ones that they're gonna push to take this vaccine are the same ones that they use to push this election. I'm not taking this shit. So if you motherfuckers want to go out and be guinea pigs, that's cool. But it won't be me.
Well, I have to commend you and Kev, because honestly, the more I read, the more I do research, is that they're not after us. They're after your little ones, man. And I just read something. Like I said, I'm on the next show. If you do a show tomorrow, I'm gonna put the book up. I just ordered the book. Yo, man, all I got to do is go back to 325 AD, the Nicene Council with Constantine Noble. Yo, man, this situation that we're talking about, the kidnapping of children, man, do you know this bastard, man, murdered over maybe millions of children?
What
and
bastard?
He paid
Who this?
Constantine Noble. We're still,
How the fuck
man.
you get on that? Wait, hold up, bro. You lost me.
Well, see,
niggas out here getting deep.
Well, come on, listen, because this shit is far. This is far from funny.
No, what Constantine got to do with the shit? Wait, hold on, cuz. Wait a minute. We on Constantine?
Because the
swim, nigga, we in the deep end. Can't you swim?
hey, Donnie. Hey, Donnie, remember what you used to say about me? You say the one thing about you, the one thing I can count on him is he gonna throw some hard balls. He gonna keep that shit straight. So the same shit that's going on now went on back then, except we're in a modern technology era. So even back then, black men wasn't shit, and they were fucking with us even then. Remember I told y'all, the more I open up.
Wait, what?
What I'm saying is this. Just ride with what I'm saying. Time travel in your mind. The same shit that's going on now, that black man ain't shit, is this and that and what. This shit was going on during the Roman era also. Because remember, we don't know history. And remember, Malcolm said history is best to do what? Research. So ain't nothing new under the fucking sun.
Yeah.
Thank you. So again, what I'm saying is, when people come at me, they come at me and like this, like, yo, check this out. And they always come at me like, hey, just check out this paragraph, check out this page. They'll send me certain things. And then I have to go back and say, give me more. And they say the reason why we'll come to you, because at least you won't say we're crazy and we're out of our mind and we need Jesus. I'm not like that. I love info. This is why I listen to you guys. It's why I like Donnie shit. When Donnie say you ain't shit for watching. And what was the thing I told you, Donnie? Donnie, you need to book, you need to bankroll that, patent that. Even habitual line steppers, because everything we say equals money. And I can guarantee you there's people on the other side of the fence. They're listening. And they
we
will
got habitual line steppers yanked up. You ain't shit for watching. I'm working on that on a design for a t-shirt right now. I actually sent to the people. One of them is
and also we should not discuss business on the air.
Gotcha. Okay, let me shut up.
Yeah, but we got habitual line steppers synced up. That's done. We knew that was something a while ago, so that's something we snatched up. So if anybody's listening, got you, bitch.
Yeah.
Got you, bitch.
So Rogue, that's what I'm saying. I can go from a time zone and come back even to this day because I'm amazed at the information that's coming at me. That's why I gotta say, hey, I'm a very fortunate person. As my friend Terry Lee says in Georgia, he says every time they had clutches on you, you escaped their hands. Because remember, I was under that child support shit. I was one of them no good niggas, even though I was paying these bastards over $1,000 a month, even catching their ass with the mail fraud when I bought this shit to them. Like, wait, this is mail fraud. Those witches, I changed my words, Kev, those wicked witches hung up the phone, and one of my boys who worked in the office folded.
We don't give a fuck about what you say. My show in particular.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, he said it, and quote, you was the wrong ninja to mess with because you did research. They say half the brothers that are on child support, they don't research and realize that child support is a fraud. I know dudes paying $1,200 a month, man, and ain't even making that kind of money a month. One dude, I think he paid over $120,000.
Oh no, I just gotta die. What the hell?
Okay. Hey, Cam, you gotta give your remark, bro, because they will take you off the show for saying what Rogue just said, even though that's the way a lot of men feel. You understand?
Look, my humanity is going to outweigh any damn situation that this damn system want to put on. All right. So the thing is, if she working with the system to that degree, all right, then you just made yourself an enemy. It is what the hell it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I'm just a player in this motherfucker.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just to go ahead, because I was going to protect. I wanted to protect Rogue on that because remember, Obama wrote into a law. That's like Minority Report. Do you know if they want to push the law, these motherfuckers will come at your door and try to put your ass in jail for that freaking comment?
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of shit. But let me ask y'all this. Can we drive the conversation back to where I was going earlier? So what was the conversation about Nipsey Hussle and the raps? That's what, because my phone came back online like mid conversation on that.
No. We was like we were talking about rappers and I was actually talking about Kevin Gates' hair and how we had that conversation about the '80s going full circle, everything going full circle, like because Kevin Gates is sporting a Dairy curl, and I was pretty critical of Kevin Gates, and he's kind of weird to me. And
man, that nigga swear up and down that's that nigga's hair. I'm Puerto Rican Gates. I'm Puerto Rican Gates.
So 50, I said something I said on another broadcast. I don't appreciate a black man that got all this energy for black men, but when a white woman that he used to have sex with come in, he's totally defeated. I don't get that, but I would never want that to be an indictment of black men, especially myself.
A white woman he had sex with? What are you talking about?
Chelsea Handler. Yeah, that was his woman. That was one of his ex-girlfriends, and I was really shocked because Chelsea Handler is no spring chicken. She's not one of these thick, curvy, ones. She's a regular ass.
Go ahead. She's a pale face who hit the wall. But look, let's talk about that little Nipsey situation. That was a very odd situation.
But
and
Gerald,
yeah.
let me give him clarity first.
Okay.
Nipsey, I said Nipsey was struck down because he was a black man that was building and was, having successes in his local area. He was struck down, and we punish success. We're talking about how we punish success. We talked about throughout this broadcast how we punish success and how we reward failure. So that was one of the points that I was trying to make. But Gerald, go ahead.
Yeah, you
I
can't
was
be
gonna
no
say-
successful nigga in the hood.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at the pub now. I was gonna say this. One thing Nipsey Hussle tackled on something called cryptocurrency. Nipsey Hussle was deep into that. Nipsey Hussle, a paycheck, they wouldn't even be able to pay that guy if he would have cashed out. He would have ended up being close to a billionaire on Bitcoin alone. And he said things he wasn't supposed to say because America didn't want us to know how to become rich. Because remember, it's our fault. They really want to keep this black man down because they don't want us to build the Tulsa, Oklahoma around the world. They don't want Kev, Rogue, Donnie. They don't want 4 or 5 guys being millionaires because if we be millionaires, we're not going to talk on the air no more. Our ass is going somewhere, going to rent a beach house. And we're going
If I become a millionaire, I'm gonna rent a beach house and get my little sack of bud and sit there and look at the waves, and then I'm going on the air and talking shit just because I can.
So do you understand? We're 4 or 5 guys, even being thousands, like let's just say Rogue and me, we just come up with about 200,000. Shit, not only are we gonna fly down to you, we're gonna help and we're gonna promote the show. They do not want this Black Wall Street ever again. They want men in the dresses, aka Tyler Perry. Get it? Oh, the shit is real. You be going in Rogue like this dude all over the goddamn place. But that's how you get when you smoke some of this good BC bud and you just look at the world and get pissed off and like,
Wait a minute, you got
I'm
a
living
BC guy, bud? Nigga, wait a minute, nigga. Wait a minute, nigga. You see the nigga.
Well, I mean, Canada
down this motherfucker.
Well, I mean, Canada got the second best bud, maybe the third, because Africa got the first, which they don't even talk about. Then it's Amsterdam.
I wonder how African weed was, man.
No. Amsterdam ain't got shit on Canada. I can tell you that firsthand.
Yeah, Canada bud
don't have shit on America. When you go down to Amsterdam, I can tell you I was highly disappointed going into them smoke shops. Like, what y'all got? And motherfuckers was telling me 12%, 13%. And I was like, 12%? The fuck you mean 12%? And when you in the state, you can go into a dispensary and you can walk around and be like, what you got? And they'll tell you 28%, 30%, 32%.
Yeah.
That BC guys bud you smoking is the highest concentration you can get right now. I think that's 33, 34. Hold on, wait a minute now. Let me do a little education. So if you go on the screen, you can see right here, that's that double chocolate. I don't know what to see right next to it.
You got poor light, sir. You got poor light, sir.
That's cement.
Please adjust your white balance.
The Borg has got you.
Borg.
The Borg.
Sorry.
Captain Picard. Locutus.
All right, I got kicked out, man. I made a room, but
that Trop Cookies is right there, 22. So I'm waiting actually on these seeds to grow, and then I'll throw them in in my little tent.
But I was gonna say,
God bud, I've been trying to get my hands on it. That BC God bud.
Well, I was gonna tell you, yeah, they got some fantastic bud up here, man. It's damn good. It's damn good, bro. It is. All right, I'm about to take y'all in the pub with me so y'all can see what I deal with up here, man.
Yeah, but but the House voted to decriminalize marijuana on the federal level.
I saw that last night. That is so scary.
Yeah, it is. It is scary. People think that. Yeah, people think that's good.
Nah. I gotta stop smoking now.
Yeah, because They're gonna put something in it. I do believe they're gonna put something in it.
Yep.
Yeah, this was probably a decade ago where I heard it. They said if marijuana became legal overnight, they would have it in the stores, ready to go, rolled tight, wrapped, filtered, etc., within 24 hours. So if they said this shit was legal today, that shit would be in stores tomorrow. And as you can imagine, they would have to put chemicals and ingredients in it. But one of the things is with marijuana, it's too easy to mute him. He having a great time.
Mute him.
Marijuana is too easy to grow. It may take you 3 to 4 months, but marijuana.
Hey, y'all have fun. I hit y'all back in the field.
Word.
Good night. Yeah, marijuana is way too easy to grow.
Okay.
Yeah, Kev, you're gonna have to hit him. But yeah, it's way too easy to grow. All it takes is some sunshine and some water. And if you want some thick concentrated buds, you can go ahead and get you some of the Fox Farm shit. It really is too easy.
Okay. Yeah, because I ain't smoking no shit from the street. You know, once they decriminalize this shit and they try to, you just know they're gonna put something in it. And the thing is, if you ain't thinking diabolically like that, as diabolically as they move, it's like, yo, that'll be a dumbass thing to let this one slip between the fingers. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna be that diabolical, go all the way through. So they definitely gonna put some shit through it.
The moment you can get your shit through the road is the moment it's over.
Yeah,
and you're not gonna get, like, if you've ever smoked any great bud, you probably won't be getting anything worth anything when they put it in the store. You know, they'll try. I mean, it's too much bad shit that can happen. Plus the fact that if
what they'll do is they'll knock down the THC content. They'll knock down the THC content, and then they'll fill it with fillers and everything else to get you a little buzz and to get you a little to it, kind of like with alcohol. So when you go pick up a beer, right, you get alcohol. The average beer is anywhere from 4 to 5%. When you get 4 to 5%, there's other shit in it that kind of fucks you up on a level that's different from what alcohol is, because alcohol is a stronger product. So like with cigarettes, when you smoke a cigarette is not just tobacco. Tobacco and 45,000 other chemicals to give you that little buzz, high feeling. It's nothing like it. They're going to do that with THC, period.
Jessica in like 16. A lot of black men have been promising their best to other races. Sisters can't celebrate that. Okay, we're talking about bud right now. I don't know. Are you on another broadcast? Okay. Anyway, yeah, Donnie, I see what you're saying. I think they already got the shit ready to ship out. And then it's like, I've already, I guess, done my best days with it. I just kind of do it as a hobby. But if it's going to be a detriment, and I don't like for things to be a detriment, then I'll just go ahead and say, hey, it's been real.
Yep. Just like 151 Bacardi.
Oh, yeah, nigga, that was my drink for years. Everclear 151 Bacardi, that shit used to have us in trouble.
Yep. That lean.
But where I've gotten at with being an old ass man is I want to brew my own shit. So I grow marijuana. Can't tell you was talking about this 6-7 months ago. I was sitting up like this shit is fire. and I gave it to the neighbors, and the neighbors tried to play me on it. And one of them was like, "Oh yeah, I look a little premature, but I'm gonna try it." And that motherfucker, I hit him. He was like, "Yeah, it was cool. It was all right." I hate that motherfucker. I think a day later, he was like, "Man, you got any more? You got any more?" Yeah, that was fire. Let me get some more. Let me holler at you. Hey, what you want? So what I'm realizing is you can do it on your own at this point in time. We live in a digital era. You can get the recipes for everything. The know-how is everything. So, I like growing marijuana. I don't necessarily smoke a lot. My girl smokes, but I don't smoke a lot. So it's something I have. And I don't ever have to go buy it. So now I'm looking at beer. I can grow beer or brew beer. So should I try to brew my own beer? I can make my own flavor. I ain't got to worry about nobody else. I can just go, hey, listen, you want a beer? Cool. Let me go off into the kitchen and go get my own brew shit out.
Moderators,
this
get
is
rid of
where
no one. I'm sorry, Donnie. Moderators, get rid of no one. Get rid of no one. Don't block anyone unless they're just blatant with the bullshit. I don't care if Jessica's here. I mean, you know, I know a lot of guys would, but I'm not one of those types. Let her say what she's going to say. Give them the rope. That's what I always say. Give them the rope. All right, Donnie.
But yeah. So I'm like at the point I'm at now. I'm like, how do I make my own alcohol? How do I make my own beer? I'm trying to do everything self-contained because fuck it, why shouldn't I? If it's that easy to where I can look up a recipe online, I'm a grown man just like anybody else. I'm not finna pay Anheuser-Busch they whole bunch of money and it's all these breweries around. They doing the shit. I can do the shit my damn self.
Facts.
Yeah. So okay, we can talk about that off air, like what kind of processes you use and everything. Cause I mean, if the only way I would, you know, stop if I got some legit seeds or something like that. You know, I mean that I wouldn't stop if I was able to grow it on my own and had the knowledge and everything. So I'll talk to you about that. But I know one of the processes is separating the male plants from the female plants so they won't germinate. I know one of them is that, but you know.
We farther than that. So this is where I'm at now.
Yeah, I know.
So what you can do is you can grow. I say this because it don't hurt nobody. It take you 2 seconds to look it up. You can buy already feminized plants, so the plants are guaranteed to be female. You're not gonna buy a plant that can potentially be a male. Male plant you can get THC from, but it's not the way you think it is. So you can get a female plant guaranteed every time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And female plants are stronger.
No, so. you what the way it is you're gonna get the bud, that leafy, what you're used to breaking apart and putting into the blunt. You're gonna get that from a female plant. From a male plant, short way to say it is male plants is growing nuts on you. So you will have
seeds come from there,
huh? That THC extracted.
Yeah.
So is the male plant where the seeds usually come from there?
What'd you say?
Is a male plant where the seeds usually come from there?
You can get a female plant that grows seeds, but there's a process in order to get it to produce seeds, right? But if you have a male plant and a female plant next to each other, the female plant is going to produce seeds. So that seed can be either male or female, just like with a man and a woman. You can have a baby, it's going to be either A or B, right? There's a way to produce female plant seeds specifically, but there's a science behind it. So if it's a female plant and you produce seeds, it's only going to be a female plant that it can reproduce. So it's reproducing itself. But if it's a male plant and a female plant, you're going to get 50-50 on each side. There's a whole science to it. You ever seen that Narcos Mexico?
No, I haven't seen it.
Basically, Narcos Mexico, motherfucker figured out how to make only female plants on that.
So he was in the corner of the market then.
Yeah, he took that and ran with it. So Mexico was taking a dope game and running like, oh shit, we going for it. And then cocaine came in and drowned out all the whole marijuana aspirations. But wow. his contributions didn't go unnoticed, so it got taken up, and then it ran off to Amsterdam, where it kind of ran with that shit. And then Amsterdam was cool, and that shit went to Canada, and Canada blew the fuck up. California got it, and it was game over. Also, the 3 places you can buy seeds from.
Oh, okay, Donnie. I just saw that place you got that picture from. Her.
No, don't. I got you on the place. That I showed that for a reason. You can get it from there, but you gonna want to get it where I'm getting it from.
No. I was talking about something else.
No. I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you get that. Oh, you got it from there, but you can get the photo from somewhere else. I got you. Oh, okay. But still, like her. Come on now. It's like it cut the BS. It's like what I don't get is how you got females out here with 300, 400, 500,000 subscriber followings that do this very thing to black men every broadcast. Shit on black men, shit. Black men, oh, they failed, blah, blah, blah. And they don't get near like 2% of the hate that Kevin Samuels gets. 2%. And it's just like, and the only thing I come up with is y'all think y'all better than us.
Based off of what?
Yeah, based off of the pocket realities they were creating in their heads. I mean, you know, that's just what it is. So, I mean, it's like y'all want to punish black men for opening our mouths and you say we don't have power. Bullshit.
Well, I mean, shit, if they don't want to make their
you people are delusional as hell. But yeah. It's all good because I've been looking at that shit for years, and I mean, like y'all gonna quit it one day. But you know, don't let me be the one to deliver the reality check. Let your own lives do that.
So what's the solution that they think brothers supposed to do then? You know?
No, they want brothers to shut up and let them do what they want, and then they'll still talk, and then they'll talk the same bullshit still. That's what they'll do. They ain't gonna shut up. They ain't gonna never shut up. And they're not gonna do it. I mean, it's like you're asking men to lead, but we can't say anything. How do you lead and not say anything? But you know, of course, their solution is give them bags of money and let them be thoughts. That's what the solution is.
Every other city we go.
So remember when I took y'all back to the 80s earlier, right? When I took y'all back to the 80s earlier, this is where my mind runs every time this conversation takes place, because you have a whole dynamic of women who didn't need men. Really in the 70s, that's when the shit started, right? And the 80s took the fuck off. You had a nigga who would come drop you off money and do all this shit. That mentality kept passing on to the next generation. So this is where we are now. You're in the 2020s, and these bitches are struggling like a motherfucker, hoping for a dope nigga to come through and save the day, because it went from being a high potential that you could be saved by a dope boy or you could be saved by this nigga to that nigga to being a low potential that anybody will even fuck with you. So all it takes is one. Now, if we go back to all it takes is one dynamic. All of 2010s, all it takes is one was Sierra. All it takes is one was Meghan Markle. All it takes is one was Eve, right? It's 2020. We're not even gonna get as many of them. All it takes is that chick in that movie. All it takes is that chick in that book. The dynamic is just gonna get worse and worse and fucking worse. But realistically, they hate Kevin Samuels because he points out the fucking obvious. And for you to point out the obvious, you're a traitor. You hate black women. You're a coon. You're a misogynist. You're this. You're that. The third. But the bottom line is he didn't tell any fucking lie whatsoever. But to say what he said was treacherous, because there's always one. And if there was one, that one could be. It's just like these white people and how they feel like they can vote for Trump and become a millionaire, or how Trump's tax policies on the rich could possibly affect them, and they only make $30,000 a year. They're temporarily embarrassed millionaires. That's the dynamic with these women and their fucked up situation. So what I had kids by 5 niggas, and nobody's ever married me. I got a homegirl that got married to a dude like that. Oh, okay. And what happened with this? Well, she cheated on him and they got divorced. Oh, so where's she's single? That wouldn't be me. Holy shit. I'm telling you, they live on the hope of a hope that it happened to somebody else. What is it? What's with the early, a friend of a friend? Fourth nigga, friend of a friend? Yeah, I got a friend of a friend that this happened to. That's what they live on. And that's where we are as a society. And I'm telling you, in the 1980s, it was like, oh, you can pick a nigga off the street, he gonna get with you. And yeah, that was right. 1990s, you can pick a nigga off the street. Yeah, okay, well, maybe 2000s. Well, slim picking. 2010. Well, I mean, we had Meghan Markle. We had Serena Williams. Well, yeah, but it was millions of black women who were struggling. Yeah, but we got a black woman that's a queen. She's a duchess, but I mean, all right, we're close enough. Okay, yeah. 2020. Well, Olivia Pope had Olivia Pope came back to the union.
Wow. Getting choked up by the president. Yeah, that's their
queen. It's all it fucking takes, and it's gonna be game over. We're at the point to where a fictional romance will be considered reality, because every year from the 1980s, it's gone downhill, and that's all these women need at this point. So Kevin Samuels is the devil because he tells these women the reality. Like you saw that clip that's been circulating around. That woman,
man, they so butthurt about that.
I believe that woman had a body that was, you like, God damn, she fine in a motherfucker. You probably see the lace front from behind. You like, oh shit, let me holler at you. Hey baby, what's going on? And she turn around, oh bitch, oh shit. Hey, listen, take my wallet. I don't want it. Oh, that bitch was ugly. She was hard in the fucking face, and she had a kid, and she probably had a piss poor fucking attitude, right?
She had a little Melina shit going on. Yeah, it was sure.
Right, but what kills me is she said she was a 5. She said she was a 5 with no makeup on, and he was like, "Bitch, you're average. So you're average with a kid. You're average with this, and you think a man who makes over $100,000 wants you? That was treasonous." I've seen the memes. I showed Kev the memes. They are blasting this nigga out the sky because he told her the fucking truth. But reality. Actual reality dictates the majority of these women would never ever find a man, but because 1/59th of the population gotta win, that could possibly be you, just like these Trump supporters and becoming rich, and that is problematic.
Well, highly.
The truth is problematic.
Highly,
especially when a black man delivers that truth. Oh, but you know, the false truths, they get a pass. You know, the ones that make you feel good and make you feel comfortable. But those truths, yeah. But how does that help you? How does that help anyone? I mean, seriously.
And let me just run back down that list just so we're very clear on my stance on it, because I'll probably do a run on this later on. Eve married a white man who had a whole bunch of kids. So she played stepmama to a rich dude. She kisses his ass because he's a rich dude. She gets on TV and is falling into the sunken place because of this rich. He's like, what? He's Norwegian. He's like an Aryan type motherfucker. And he got the bitch out of strip clubs. I'm sure she sucked the soul out this man dick. He didn't know what to do. Hurry, Jurgen, for
but she's allowed. But she's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, Meghan Markle is out of Compton. She done changed her nigga nostrils up and did a whole bunch of. I'm sure she's skin lighting. That motherfucker keep a perm box in her fucking house.
Yo, I know she's from Compton.
Yeah, she's from the CPT, nigga. Nigga, she's from the hood. Her mama's a ratchet. They're from London. My girl's from London. She was like, yeah, no, we know about them Yeah, they tore her the fuck up in Britain. So much so that they had to get the fuck out of there. And it was probably because Harry was embarrassed. They was like, hey, listen, you're going to be married to this bitch. You can't be around. Do you want some money? We'll send you to California. You want to go to Canada? Which one of our satellites you want to go to there? Nigga, where do you want to go? Because you can't be in this motherfucker. Which is her. And then you saw, what's the other one? Thick ass, thick booty Serena Williams, who married the motherfucker founder of Reddit, who don't do nothing but talk about that bitch and speculating how he's a man.
What the fuck?
Oh, you didn't know? You want to where? She married the Reddit founder, and this motherfucker runs a website dedicated to saying some slick shit about her ass. Now, granted, there's 1,000 billion different Reddit threads on everything. Reddit is the number one source of foolishness on Serena Williams next to 4chan. 4chan is pretty much the white supremacist area. She married that motherfucker.
God damn.
I'm waiting to find out what information comes out on Gabourey Sidibe's husband or fiance.
Oh yeah, because they've been playing. They've been playing it up like, oh, I mean, I will personally say thank you. I mean, I'm not mad at that. I mean, be happy, but what they did was they played that girl's marriage up in front of everybody, and then they played it like black men were angry about, you know. You had your chance, black man.
Nobody ever gave a fuck about Gabby.
Really?
No, nobody ever gave a fuck about Precious. That bitch was on Blackest back in the Who do you know gave a fuck about Gabourey Sidibe? Not nobody. Motherfuckers was talking about her because they made that bitch Woman of the Year, and we all sitting here trying to figure out how she's dating the motherfucker. If you look his Instagram, because I was like, who is this dude? Like, who the fuck is she married? He's in here doing videos like, yeah, I'm going to the gym. You going to the gym? Why don't you take your bitch to the gym? Hold on, wait a minute, sir. Sir, you're spending multiple hours in the gym. I know this bitch ain't doing shit right now. I ain't seen an Empire episode in probably a year, nigga. Why is she not in the gym with you, sir?
Man,
I know you can afford the extra buy band. Oh no, Empire is I watch it to see how far they will dive into the sunken place.
I never watched it. I don't know about it.
Yeah, it was a show about black male success and failure rolled all up into one.
So I give you a 30-second synopsis, right? Empire is about how a black male Jay-Z had this great, phenomenal catalog. And the shocker was his ex-wife gets out of prison and she's the reason his whole success story happened. So she came in and assert her claim. And then you have a gay son, and then you have all this drama because he's dealing with a half white woman and she's younger, but it's this, that, and the third, and all of it's a power struggle because he doesn't want to give this woman her just deserts of what she's owed and get rights. And
this is directed by that one cat. This is why that shit that twisted. What's that motherfucking name? That sick fuck.
The one who was fucking the dude who that comic.
He don't want to do Monster Ball. He did this other sick shit that was like 10 years
ago.
Butler. Was that what it was?
Todd Lee Daniels. And then he trying to sell a. Now let me tell you what he's currently trying to do. He's trying to make a movie about the first. Yeah, the first alphabet superhero. And it's named Super Bitch. Yeah. And yes. That's some real shit. That's true.
I heard that somebody was actually trying to get that motherfucker to reshoot the spook who sat behind the door. Dude, if he does that, that's
they're gonna switch it up.
That's too far, man. That's too far. It's too far.
Well, they're gonna go there. That's what's happening to all your comic books. You know, stuff like all forms of entertainment is going to be designed to take their indoctrinations to another level. They've already destroyed the outlook of black male success. And, you know, they don't even have to do that anymore. Our people just, as soon as a black man does something, like you've seen with Kevin Kelly, they just latch on to the hate bullshit. So they're taking it to the next level. What they're trying to do is push for the actual destruction of the nuclear black family right before your eyes. That's why you got a lot of celebrities caping for that shit, because that's the agenda. They're always going to use the media as an agenda to program the more.
So is it depopulation then? Is it depopulation that they're after then?
I think that they're trying to make it Hunger Games type of shit. You know, they're trying to have a have. They're trying to have a, they're trying to have a have and a have nots. You know, just they're like it's just that they're going to have their little class. They're going to live in their rich privilege and underground cities and all this other stuff, while we're sitting up here scraping and dealing with disease and famine and, you know, living in a military state. And, you know,
so they're going to renew barbarianism then.
Shit, they might, once the vaccine take place and Rick Grimes and the gang has to go through the lands and shit, you know, it's going to be like that.
Yeah, utter foolishness. Utter foolishness.
Oh, Kevin Murray. Kevin Murray. He mentioned CJ. He mentioned he mentioned CJ King. Now, the situation with CJ King was a social media post saying that, you know, he had graduated, you know, has this degree, he's on his way to success, he ain't got no kids, he's the prize. He called himself the prize. How dare he call himself the prize?
Okay, yeah. I don't know who the fuck. Who is that?
CJ King. I mean, if Roger was up here, he could explain it. He made a whole video on it. It was a social media post. It went viral. Basically, he was bragging about, you know, getting through school, being just being the kind of black.
Instantly, all you said was getting through school, and I remember them black women being mad as fuck about that shit. Mad as fuck about it, because even though he had prospered and done something correct with his life, which 86% of them did not do, that wasn't enough. They wanted him to take on their oops babies, their
yeah, exactly. They want men like CJ King to go scoop up and save a baby mama.
Damn. That's spending your money wrong.
Yeah. They want CJ King to put his life on hold because some little girl couldn't decide she wanted to get married first before she got knocked up. And men like CJ King, they are raised by their parents, you know, to go after the success model. And the success model does not include taking on the responsibility of a woman with a child or children. You know.
Flashback to the 80s.
The ready-made family. Don't go get the ready-made family. That's what was told to men like me. No, you don't get your ready-made family. And most black men like CJ King and like Kevin Kelly think that they're good enough to deserve a woman who doesn't already have a child. Facts. They deserve to have something that looks like them, walking the pitter-patter little feet that represents them somewhat.
Yep.
It's why is it that we punish black men for wanting that? Because a lot of these girls go around and they want to live these little freaky lifestyle. They want to be the bad bitch, and then they end up with a little bundle of joy in the process. And they were having fun. Oops. They didn't want to get married first. And now they got a responsibility, and now they're angry for the rest of their lives because the men they should have chose went after other shit first besides going to have kids. They always talk like it's the blue collar man or the man in the suit or the black man, because every time you hear the stories about the guys who abandon their children, it's always black men. It's never the nigga they fooled with or they chose is black men, period.
But yet
They
you
want
got the society doing all types of tests and everything showing that we're the ideal husband, father, and school teacher.
Yeah, but of course, let them tell it. We're all deadbeat dads and criminals, and all we do is kill each other. Oh, and all we do is kill them and kill children. Yeah, we're the villains. It's like if we're so dangerous and so scary, why do you keep coming around us to tell us this?
That shit, what else do they have?
Nothing. They got nothing else. They have their own embarrassments. That's what they have.
Do you know what black women are?
What are they?
Black women they're astronauts without a spaceship. They've flown off to a magical place that doesn't fucking exist with no spaceship whatsoever. So they're now on a new planet.
That is a perfect fucking example. Holy shit. No motherfucking spaceship, but bitches all in the cosmos. No damn direction and nothing.
I don't got to deal with you niggas. I'm gonna get in the spaceship, bitch. What spaceship? Don't you worry about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. You just went to the bathroom. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again with the I guess the quote unquote, she's just trolling. 70% of black children come from single parent homes. 92% of biracial children come from single parent homes.
Let me cut that off at the pass. That bullshit stat was done as a mail-in that is sent out in the fucking mail to 1,000 households. No more, no fucking more. 1,000 fucking households, and the shit was sent back. And these motherfuckers were like, yeah, 92% of what we got. That doesn't mean 90% of the black community. That means 92% of the motherfuckers that they sent it to filled that out.
They take field studies and try to quantify them as actual stats. Just like, yeah, y'all ain't gonna want to hear this. Well, some of you, especially Jessica in the chat, that study that said 60% of females are touched before the age of 18 inappropriately, and how it's been twisted and mangled up into other stuff. Like you've heard 70% of black men in your family, they twisted it up all kinds of ways. That was a controlled study with 300 to 400 females being asked. It was supposed to be 1,000, but when the numbers started,
300 to 400 females.
yeah, no, for real, no, this is actual shit. They were supposed to do 1,000, but when the numbers started dropping, they decided to take the study, to BET and publish it on their feminist website, Black Women's Blueprint, which if you go look on that website, is nothing but feminist jargon all over the place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why these women stay lying. They stay lying from these bullshit statistics that these motherfuckers start running, and the running, when you go check it up, you be like, oh well, it's in the top 5 causes of black women's deaths is a black man. Oh, really? Let's look at it. No, okay, being overweight, heart disease, diabetes,
cancer.
Black people, shit. Black men aren't even in the top 10. Okay, you bitches killing yourself. Oh, okay, I see where it is. We're in the top 20. Meanwhile, look over at India. Them Indian men is fucking them women up. I'm talking about. Oh, bitch, you walked outside and you had a sleeve showing.
Oh, for real? How do they come up with this bullshit? Like other men treat their races of women better. Like honestly, like okay, you talk about
highly fucking delusional. They come out with this nonsense narrative of you never see white men talking about white women. Bitch, it's a whole movement called MGTOW. What the fuck are you talking about? You think these bitches running around talking about some? Oh, we're feminine because we need
Man, let me tell you something. I saw a clip that was quickly taken down. Them feminists went up on like somewhere in the Middle East. They went up on one of their concert stages, and them men quickly snatched them down. One ain't think by the hair. Like them, they don't care about that shit. Y'all, the only reason why you sit up there and yell in motherfuckers' faces is because you can. If these men over here in America were snatching you by the hair and throwing you off the stage and nobody was doing anything about it, you would keep your mouth shut about men. But I'm not suggesting that people do that because I'm not a violent person.
You ain't got to suggest that, but obviously the rest of the whole world suggests doing that, and they don't have half the issues.
Even in Asia,
they don't have half the issues that we have with our women.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Hey, would you like a tea? Would you like a tea? Yeah, they do all that willingly because they know what's up. We treat our women nice as fuck compared to everyone else. You can try to quantify that on the fact that we're not giving you bags of money and taking you out on shopping sprees when you want to or anything like that. But it's like compared to that, you should be pretty grateful you get to run your goddamn mouth and say disrespectful bullshit and get 300,000 people to follow you on YouTube. Like you ought to be like, this is America. You should like I'm saying, you should be grateful that the black men over here aren't as bad as you say we are.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been to other countries. I've seen the ass whoopings that they give, and I've seen the way the community be like, "Oh shit, none of my business." Let me not pay attention to this ass whooping she's catching. And I heard, listen, they don't. If a black woman was here to get her ass whooped in the United States of America, there's going to be a black man somewhere in the vicinity, especially if a black man is whooping her ass, to step up and fight for her pride and for her honor. If you go to Asia and an Asian woman is getting fucked up, I'm talking about a foot putting her ass. The police are gonna be like, well, shit, bitch shouldn't have done it, and keep rolling.
Hey, you know what though? Take them 3 girls that was on that damn that subway train. With 8-ball jacket, but like let's put them in the Middle East instead of around 8-ball jacket and all those protective guys. What do you think would have happened? They go around smacking men. You know, and just like they just own the place because that's exactly.
Oh, that would have been death. That would have been death. Because
man, they'd have killed them.
That'd have been death.
They'd have killed them in the street, and nobody would have said shit. They shouldn't have came that shit.
Nah. You take that shit over to Abu Dhabi and all of those shit. That ain't finna fly.
You take that to France or not even France for real.
No, I want like this like legit like this is what I really want to do, and I'll probably end up doing this, right? So the next time I go to Southeast Asia, or the next time I go to Asia or the East, Africa, etc., I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna do this on camera. I'm gonna walk up to a group of black women and be like, hey, listen, how are y'all doing today? I'm a black man from America. I want to know if this would ever happen in your country, and then play that video. Them bitches in the subway acting a donkey, telling this man he ain't shit, and then run up behind him and hit him in the back. Could you imagine the shit? Huh? No, she would be dead. I'm surprised they did not rape her. You did not rape her 100 times? No. Why is she still alive? Is she still alive? No. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is crazy. Terrible.
Because when they gave violence against women this horrible stigma in America, instead of women being like, oh, they're really looking out for us over here, they're really protective of women, we should kind of be humble and grateful and be nice about it at least. They decided that I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do because I'm not getting smacked. Fuck y'all. Fuck you niggas. Fuck y'all. You know, you took the low road. You got an advantage and you ran with it. And that's what I'm saying. They're so super comfortable with being snippy with us because they don't have that threat. But they're always saying that we're that threat. They're always saying it. So they're lying. They're always lying.
And that's what it is. Well, they're always trying to put forth deception. And deception is lying. So that's the whole thing. They just don't think it's lying because all they're doing is trying to deceive someone. The deceiving is usually taking that some light shit as opposed to a lie shit that's considered the hard aspect of it. So, that's what they're doing. And in an aspect of that deception, those who live the truth, which is what Black Manosphere is doing, is really presenting truth to reality, enhancing, building things. It's actually enhancing a lot of stuff. So you got to think about what their space is like. Their space is full of lies. Their space is full of them, pampering one another emotionally and everything. It's not filled with truth, so they don't learn much in their spaces. As opposed to these spaces, it's a learning pit right off the bat. It's a proving ground of intelligence, studentness, all kind of stuff, all kind of aspect of character building. They can't help but to hate on the shit. They can't help but to hate on it.
Yeah, and it's pretty sad that you can have a talking point like that, and you can clearly see the evidence of the talking point, but you still accept your own reality like nobody can see it. It's like it'd be right in front of you. It'd be right in front of you. You can show any amount of videos from you. It was like me and Donnie was talking about the other day. Like we was talking about this, off record, and we could tell your ordinary, average, everyday person about what we see in online and what the kind of conversations that we have, and they'll tell. Yeah, it's imaginary. They don't know it. Nah, that don't exist. I mean, you just reaching blah blah blah. Then you'll show them like a few posts that you've seen. Guess what it becomes then? You went looking for that. You went looking for it. You're looking for stuff to be mad at.
It's always an imaginary narrative. I've always pointed out to you. I said the motherfuckers who will be fucked up and always in a bad position are black women. Black dads. So they always tell this narrative. All these biracial children, they have half black dads. No. If we really go look at this shit, the majority of these biracial children is by black women trying to get a light-skinned baby with good hair. XYZ. Meghan Markle is a prime example. Meghan Markle ain't have no father growing up. That bitch grew up in Compton. Meghan Markle's mama is black. Meghan Markle's a half white person that came from a white daddy that got the fuck up and abandoned them. Why did daddy abandon them? Because mama wasn't shit. And it's so many biracial women out here, and they always be like, oh, no. These biracial women be having white baby daddies because they fuck with a bottom shelf Brad that didn't give a fuck about them. And mind you, let's have a real conversation. The whole reason we have a system in place that does child support, that does any of these daddy wasn't there duties is because white men were largely being like, well, bitch, did I marry you? No? Okay, well, the baby's not mine. This bastard. He's a Jon Snow. Bye, bitch.
Peace out.
But they can't accept that. They put that on us. I mean, and they don't put it on the few. They put it on all of us. The few, the archetype that they decide to have all these kids with. And what is that percentage, Donnie? Is like what, 8% of dudes?
I'm sorry. I'm cooking, so I'm half-assed listening. What'd you say?
No. What's the stat on these pookie baby daddies? It's like what, 8%?
It's not 8. It's a little bit more, but it's less than 20. But like legitimate, like pookies, like ain't nowhere around.
Well, yeah, dudes that got multiple kids by multiple women,
Yeah, it's 51% of black men have no kids whatsoever. No kids, like ain't just no kids. I'm going to say it is like 17, 18. It might be more, it might be less. I've been drinking, so but it's nowhere near a high amount, period, point blank. It's just not. And then after that, you have kind of the fuck ups, people who didn't know any better, and then you have people who just genuinely just, just did stupid shit. But a large percent of black men just don't have kids at a wedlock because it's costly. We know listening to Judge. Was Judge on here? If Judge was on here earlier, I'm sure Judge told his story in some way, shape, or form because that's what he do. And that shit's a rip.
Hey, let me point to those who are watching. Let me point you to the pinned message. That link is to our entertainment channel, The Black Dimension. I'm sure some of you in the chat don't know about that channel. We do some cool discussions. We did a few weeks back, we did should the Black Panther actor be replaced? That was a pretty good discussion. It was myself, Donnie, Roger, and Black Mind showed up toward the end, and things were interesting to say the least. So that's the kind of things we want to do. We want to bring
she was killed and he didn't have time to mourn her, brother.
Oh, I tell you, we had a good time with that one. But that's our intention for that channel, use entertainment topics and, just have a good time with them. We're also doing our MCU Infinity 23, where we're ranking all the Marvel, the MCU films in the Infinity Saga. And we're going to get to Thor sooner or later. But, just make it a full circle with the Habitual Line Steppers channels. Go to that link and hit the subscribe button. It's cool stuff. Yeah. But gentlemen, probably about to go ahead and sing the song. Go get the big girl and tell her to clear her throat and get ready to
big girl,
take us away.
That's the trail.
Take us away,
Already. Well, hey, thanks for the hospitality as always, and long live the Habitual Line Steppers.
Oh yeah. Word, long live the Habitual Line Steppers. That was Roach the Billmonger. He comes quite often, and go subscribe to his channel. I have a couple of his videos in my community tab. Go support the community tab. I'm always dropping stuff in the tab, and different channels, and support these people. We're trying to build a better manosphere. Tomorrow night's chat, the name of it will be my office hours are from 9 to 5. It will, I like playing with that saying. I think it's funny because of where it came from, but I want to make it a manosphere centered, kind of chat, because it's about time we start turning the tide, and I'll explain more of that tomorrow. But Donnie, what's up, man? What's up? Why don't you tell them about your channel?
You ain't shit for watching. Listen, I run it like you got your uncle house. You done had a couple drinks, playing dominoes. It's time to talk some shit. I'm also jumping into the rant game because it'd be too often. I'd be like, you know what, these motherfuckers ain't shit, and I want to say something. I just haven't. So I'm gonna start dropping them off. So I recently did one on Truth Kitchen. I stay out of the aspect of telling the story because I feel like there's too many people doing it. So I just be like, listen, it's a fucked up situation because blah blah blah, these bitches ain't shit, or that nigga ain't shit. I'm gonna call it like it is. I don't discriminate. I don't believe in the males can do no wrong aspect of conversation. So I tell it like it is. Other than that, I'm a habitual line stepper. So we keep it 100 wow. We keep it greasy great. And I'm here for you, bro. I appreciate you for doing this weekend warrior shit, keeping us live and thriving. Roach the Billmonger, shout out to you. And Pimp G the Great, because he's been tuning in since day one. We appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, as usual, I ain't shit, and guess what? You ain't shit for watching.
All right. right. Long live the habitual line steppers. Uh, yeah, Donnie does run the channel You Ain't Shit for Watching, and the name's been scrolling across the screen for the bottom of the screen for the entire broadcast. So, I know that the greatest chat on social media has been paying attention to that, and you guys in the viewing audience as well. But, it's something that I've been faced with. I do okay as far as my life, and um, married guy, have a beautiful, happy child, and we both of us, and I have to give my wife credit too. We do what we can to make sure that our daughter have a balanced, you know, balanced growth. And as far as how I carry myself as a black man, I'm proud of that, and I wish for every black man that has a child to do the same. And this is the kind of people that I associate myself with, and I know they exist because, like I said, I know them. You will go on pretending that black men aren't any good, or are capable of any kind of productivity or any kind of leadership, when in fact we are. A lot of us are perfect for it, and we are punished for the ones that aren't built for it. It's like a little reversal of attitude. You don't reward the success and punish the bullshit. You reward the bullshit and punish the success. You know why you reward the bullshit? Because you feel like if you elevate the bullshit, you have a chance to look good in your life. Because when you look in the mirror, you don't see anything. And let's be honest with this: you don't see anything worth a shit. If you put being black under everything, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to think that, hey, that's not worth a shit over there. If you put everything above everything else, just remember, when you put down black men who are successful, you are putting down someone who is a black woman's son. We're not pulling them out of pods like the Matrix. We're not growing them in fields. We don't do that with humans. There are still, I will say, 99.9% natural births out there. And for you to constantly put that down, you're weakening the spirit of our people. And to
according to my 92% of studies, that shows otherwise, sir.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, but let's just be honest with ourselves. If we represent ourselves in a certain way, and then we demonize people for trying to tell us to do better, and then those people are going to stop altogether. And it's going to grow into an effect to where what people like us try to do, what people like Ice Cube tried to do, what people like Kevin Kelly tried to do, they try it, and it may ultimately be a mistake. What people like myself and Donnie and Roger and Darth Skater and Sister George even, we know her, so I know some of y'all disagree. What we try to do is, and what will ultimately probably be a mistake, and many guys in the manosphere try to do, is we try to bring order to the chaos. Unfortunately, the element that's fighting us, they might actually be the chaos. But even if it's ultimately a losing battle, I'm going to have some fun with it. Because I know that when I try to fight for what's right, I am automatically the opposition. Don't think I don't think that that's somewhat of a positive. It's BS, but I try to look at it as a positive. And I will continue to enforce exactly what that means, as long as I'm on any social media platform, and as long as I'm living and breathing, because I know that somehow, some kind of way, we are going to have to reverse this way of thinking. Even though I can go through life and existing among stupid folks, I know how to navigate myself around because I grew up in a time where it was more about common sense than anything because of the circumstances that were presented. We weren't far removed from when I was a kid, we weren't that far removed from the civil rights movement. So I was raised with caution, which really is a gift and a curse, so to speak, because, you know, if you're raised with too much caution, you're afraid to speak out. But here is what has begun to happen. You know, people think there's caution in not using words. And when you don't exercise the caution of being quiet, then they want to get mad because guess what? That makes them look weak when people like you are around. So my suggestion is fuck them. Keep saying what you want to fucking say and tell them to get over it and get with the program because we have no fucking time for any more weakness. Don't try to bring me down because I say things that need to be said and I surround myself with individuals that do the same thing. I mean, you guys keep being rude about it and we keep being nice about it. You know, but those days are going to come to an end if y'all don't cut the bullshit. Let's reward success and punish failure because, see, despite the fact that I can navigate around stupid people, I have a child and many of us have children. And I don't want it being difficult for any of them because I see what it's like for it to be difficult for a child. And it's one of the saddest things I've ever seen amongst a world full of stupid adults that keep making up their own realities. But you keep shitting on black men for pointing that out. And although we deal with it, it's getting tiresome. Cut the bullshit. Get used to it. I'm out. Kev, we trust. Long live the habitual line steppers.